And updated.
Kathryn Mueller is over Athlon where it's video.
Today we are doing an updated, unsponsored review of Honor Active, which is Chrissy Cella's activewear brand. I have reviewed Honor a couple times on this channel, but still almost every video I get a little comment, can you review Honor Active? So here we are revisiting Honor. I've reviewed them about 3 times. I reviewed them when they first came out. I reviewed their Effortless Seamless, which is kind of their most popular legging. And then I reviewed them a little over a year and a half ago, I would say. But I did recently see some pieces that caught my eye, and I wanted to do an updated review because I have heard some changes. So I'm excited to see what we have today. I'm really hoping that I like the Effortless Seamless. In the past, the sizing has been a little bit off for me, but I've heard that they're a little bit stretchier now. So I'm hopeful that my normal size small will work. And I see people wearing the Effortless Seamless all the time and they always look really good. One thing I like about Honor is I feel like they give the people what they want. Like for the true Honor Active girlies, they're constantly bringing back the best-selling styles in new fun colors, and people just really like that because when you find a favorite legging, you just want it in a lot of colors. You don't always want to try a new legging only for it to never be sold again. So they definitely stick to their key styles. I'd say they have like a small range of leggings available on the website, but they're bringing them back in a lot of colors. Something else I do like about Honor is their price range is kind of hard to find a lot of brands that are high quality at this price range. Their bras are in the mid $30 range and their leggings are under $60. So I definitely wouldn't consider Honor an affordable brand, but it is that nice mid-range where you can still buy an outfit for around $100 or a little bit less, which is getting harder and harder to find. So if you are new here, my name is Kathryn. We do a lot of activewear reviews, and without further ado, let's start trying all of these pieces. I really went for the brights and pastels today just because that's what I like the most. All right, let's start it off with the Effortless Seamless. So I got the Effortless Seamless shorts in this nice lilac color. I got them in a size small, which is my normal activewear size. I basically wear a small across the board from every brand. These are $45, and like I said, I have tried the Effortless before. In the past, I felt like the Effortless Seamless fabric was a little bit more on the compressive seamless side, to the point where it felt very tight in my size small, and then when I sized up to the medium, the waist was too big. But I had been hearing whispers of their fabrics changing kind of with every launch, and this light color already, I can tell it's much thinner than the past, and it seems very stretchy. So they've definitely made some changes, so I'm pretty hopeful. So first of all, we have a 2-tiered compressive waistband. There's a little bit of a ribbed detail that goes down onto the shorts that curves around for a little glute contour in the back. So you're getting that kind of external glute contour. That's just a raised texture in the fabric. It's not a different color, so it just kind of subtly contours the glutes. And then you have a scrunch here. It's sitting a little bit further from the gusset, and it doesn't go all the way up to the waistband, so it tends to make it not so visible. And then they did not list the inseam on the website, so we will measure, but they look like a good mid-length short. Okay, so the shorts are a 5-inch inseam. For seamless leggings, I usually prefer at least a 6-inch inseam, so these might be a little bit too short for my taste, but not too bad. So here's that double thickness waistband here, and we have that little ribbed contour detail, which connects to another ribbed detail on the back that curves around the glutes here. And then you can see that scrunch. It's just a collection of stitches that helps sit between the glutes. Let's try these on. Okay, these are so much better than when I tried them at first a couple of years ago. The fabric feels almost completely different. I know that each launch kind of changes a little bit, but this feels like an entirely different pair of shorts, and there are definitely some pros and some cons, but overall I would say I like them. First of all, we have that double compression waistband here. Definitely very snatching. So think like an Athlete Amplifier, where you're getting more stretch in the body of the short and quite a bit of compression in the waistband. So down in the body here, I would say I'm getting more of a light to medium compression, but up here more like a medium to high. They are a pretty high rise. I would say that they're ultra high, They go quite a bit over the belly button there, and I have a long torso, so expect a pretty high rise. We have that 5-inch inseam. It's hard to say if these would roll on me at the gym. I have a feeling that they probably would, but maybe not super badly depending on what I'm doing. Like in my pull day workouts, I tend not to have any rolling, but if I'm doing hip thrusts, squats, lunges, things like that, I tend to get more rolling, so personally I wouldn't wear them for those days, but that's just me. Everyone has different lengths that their shorts tend to roll at. I am getting a little bit of tightness at the bottom of the short. I think I would overall still say they're thick thigh friendly, but you can see that they do compress a little bit, so I'm not getting like endless stretch at the bottom. I do feel that seam there, so I'd say they're mostly thick thigh friendly, but not fully. I really appreciate the logo change here. It's kind of an interesting choice. Normally we see an embroidered logo on the waistband, but they chose to do it at the side of the leg here, which it's still subtle, and I really like that it's actually embroidered, but I'm just kind of surprised that it's embroidered into the thinner part of the fabric instead of the waistband. We have that glute contour kind of coming around and just kind of sculpting the glutes at the side here. Back to the front, I think the size small is working really well. I'm compressed in the waist, but not too much, and I don't have any extra fabric in the crotch area. With all seamless leggings, you do get a little bit of a Barbie crotch situation, but it doesn't feel super tight or uncomfortable. Then we go to the back. So the scrunch on the Effortless just kind of sits in the middle of the back rise. You're not getting it fully top to bottom like an Alphalete Amplify, but it's a little bit longer than like a Gymshark scrunch, but it still works a lot for glute separation. So you can still see the scrunch at certain angles. It's not completely hidden, and it is a little bit shiny, so just keep that in mind. But overall, still definitely would say high on the booty scale. But one big thing I wasn't expecting, because the Effortless was a little bit more on the thicker, more opaque side in the past, is this lilac color is quite sheer, to the point where I'm not sure if it's showing up in the camera, but if I look in the mirror, I can see my nude underwear under these. So everyone has kind of different levels of sheerness that they're comfortable with. Honestly, I would still wear these. I have similar seamless leggings that are just as sheer as this that I do wear, but I am a little bit surprised at just how sheer these are compared to what they were in the past. Like if we stick the tag in here, like you're seeing that black pretty good. So these are definitely going to be a fabric that you're going to have to watch what color you're getting if squat proofness is a concern for you. I wish these were just a little bit more opaque because I like to not be able to see my nude underwear under them. If I cannot see the nude underwear, I don't really care. But seeing the nude underwear, it can be pushing it at times. So yeah, overall I'd say these are a huge improvement. I'm definitely liking what they're doing. At least on these ones, I wish the thigh area was just a little bit more stretchy. We're kind of just taking this one outfit at a time. So next we have the everyday crossover bralette. I like that they have non-seamless bras to go with the seamless leggings in the same colors, just because seamless bras aren't always my favorite. The fabric blend here is a polyester elastane blend, and it feels like it might have a slight layer of brushing to it, but I don't think Honor really specializes in super soft brushed fabrics. I definitely feel like most of the fabrics today are either a seamless or kind of more performance leaning, which is fine, just depends on your preferences. We have kind of a classic cami shape here with an elastic band at the bottom. They definitely have improved their logos since I first tried them. I'm not sure how new this is, but I definitely enjoy seeing this silicone logo instead of the kind of heat pressed vinyl. It would be even better if they could match this tonally, so if we had like a little purple logo, but I am definitely happy to see a more high quality logo. It just makes everything feel so much more luxurious. Then we have a little D-ring here that connects two little straps that crisscross in the back. And you just never know about the quality of the cut pads of a brand, but I think that they did a great job of this one. They really like designed the cut pad to go directly into the shape of the bra with this little like teardrop shape that kind of goes up into the corner. It's just a little layer of thickness, nothing crazy. The ends are nice and tapered, and the color matches the sports bra. I don't know a lot of brands who do that other than Buff Bunny. So it's nice to see that they're spending the extra time in designing those cut pads to actually fit the sports bra well, instead of just slapping in like a triangle cut pad or a circle that may be a little bit more obvious when you wear it. Let's try this on. Okay, so here's the bra. Overall, definitely fitting true to size. If you're in between, you could really go either way, but it definitely seems like most of their bras have good coverage for the large cup size girlies. So I would definitely say this one is large cup size friendly. I do feel covered and supported in this one. one. It's not going to be like a crazy high support because of the thin straps, but still I feel secure and like I'm not going to fall out. We do have an elastic band along the bottom. It's staying flat and secure there. We have a pretty scooped neckline. I would say this one is a medium coverage. We're getting some cleavage here, maybe the tiniest bit of spillage. Nothing too crazy that I would size up, but just keep that in mind. Maybe if you're a larger cup size, if you're in between, I would size up, but I wouldn't size up out the gate. We have that little ring detail here. Sometimes these areas can irritate my skin a little bit, so if you have very sensitive skin, just be a little bit aware. I'm not loving the strap material. It's kind of like a slightly shiny, really skinny strap, and the skinny straps can just cause a little bit of strain on the traps there. So I've only worn this for like a couple minutes so far, and I am feeling some tightness along my traps. So it may not be the most comfortable bra to wear for hours and hours. The support is basically a light to medium. It's enough for a low impact workout, but I wouldn't be running. And then we have the back, the straps crisscross, pretty thick band back here. We do have the potential for a little bit of cutting into the lats here. I think I'm getting a little bit of redness there, but it's not feeling super uncomfortable. So I think this one's cute. I'm contained in it, but it's definitely not on my top picks list because I just feel like there are a couple slightly uncomfortable areas. Let's continue on with the seamless. So we have the effortless seamless leggings. I got a size small long because that's another thing about Honor that I do really like, is that all of their leggings come in a regular and a long length. So I will measure out what that means for Honor, but that's another benefit of having kind of less of an expanded range of leggings. It's easier to keep stock in multiple lengths. As a tall girly, I really appreciate having the tall length. So we basically have the same structure as the shorts, so I won't spend too much time, but we have that double thickness, extra ribbed waistband for some nice compression, a little contour detailing around the side of the glute, the scrunch, and the fabric has a slight marl to the texture here, and it definitely feels like we're getting more of like an amplify seamless feel than what it was before, where I felt like it leaned a little bit more like a more heavy seamless, kind of like a Gymshark seamless. All right, I'm going to measure this on the ground, but it looks like about a 27-inch inseam, which is pretty good for seamless leggings. Seamless leggings have a lot of vertical stretch, so they usually fit most leg lengths pretty well because you can just kind of adjust it to fit your legs. So let's try these on. Okay, here are the leggings, and after trying on the leggings and the shorts, it definitely seems like the sizing issues have been taken care of. I didn't try these leggings for a long time because I just was not getting the sizing right, and finally these are fitting like a glove. So first of all, we have that compressive waistband. It's about a medium to high compression in the waist, and the body of the legging is a light to medium. These really do feel like a complete 180 from where we started with Honor. It felt like they started very much more like a Gymshark seamless with just like a little bit more structure, and now these are feeling much more similar to like a stretchy, lightweight, amplify type seamless. Body of the legging has a lot of stretch to it. It's very lightweight, breathable, and like the shorts, these are a little bit sheer as well. I'd say that this light blue is better than the lilac, but when I look in my mirror, I can see a slight difference in color of the nude underwear underneath these. So they definitely are not going to be the most opaque. Again, for me, I would totally wear these to the gym, but if you are a stickler for squat proofness, these are not going to be super squat proof. Anyways, we have an ultra high rise, again, above the belly button. I'd say these are not quite as high rise as the shorts. Shorts just tend to come up a little bit higher. These are seamless, so we have no front seam, a little bit of Barbie crotch, but it's pretty on par with other seamless. I would say it's not uncomfortable. I'm not getting a lot of gathering. We have those two little raised details that come and contour the glutes in the back to just give kind of a little rounding of the cheeks. And then we have the scrunch. I'd say it's not super noticeable. It's definitely there if you're looking. Something that's nice about their scrunch is that it stops kind of in the middle of your sacrum back here, so you don't get that shiny stitching going all the way up here when your glutes are down here. These are definitely high on the booty scale. These have a ton of stretch as well. Cellulite, probably not a lot of coverage with these, just because they are a little bit on the thinner side. I would say maybe a teeny bit of coverage, but don't expect a lot. So I'm definitely liking these a lot more now that they're stretchier, but that does come with the cons of being a little bit more sheer as well as being a little bit more delicate. So I'd say these are probably not super snag prone, but if you brush against some Velcro, it definitely is gonna grab on. And here's the full length view. These are the long version. I'm just gonna pull a little bit more fabric down like you can do with a seamless legging with all that vertical stretch, and definitely a full length. I don't find multiple lengths to be as necessary for seamless leggings, but it's still really nice for my super tall girlies to have the option. I think you would be satisfied with this length if you're even above 5'9", which is my height, so maybe even up to 6 feet. And then we do have the logo on the right calf here, and it's actually an embroidery into the fabric. So it's very seamless looking, much better than the first rendition of these that had a vinyl press on. So honestly, I really like these. You guys know I love seamless scrunch leggings like this, and with these being only $55 compared to other seamless being a lot more expensive, I'd say that these are honestly a really nice legging. Now that we finally have the fabric and the sizing the way I like it. The next bra we have is the Timeless Strappy Bralette. This is definitely one of their most popular bras. It's definitely a little bit lower on the coverage, so I'm interested to see how this fits me. So this is the Timeless fabric, and it definitely has more of a brushed feel to it. Here's that fabric close up. I also will point out that this one does have a tonal silicone logo, so I'm very excited to see that. But we can see the fabric has just a little layer of fuzziness. That is that brushed texture. It's definitely giving more of a structured brushed material, not like the super buttery soft naked feel. So again, it's soft, but I don't think Honor is the brand to go for if you're looking for like the most naked feel, soft and stretchy fabrics. Just depending on your preferences, definitely not bad. We have a V neckline. We have that encased elastic band at the bottom. We do have those removable cups as well, and they have that same kind of teardrop shape that the last one had. And then we have some strappy details in the back. You just have that thin elastic along the bottom, a second elastic kind of connecting the straps. And the straps are actually adjustable as well as semi-removable. You can unhook the straps and make the bra into a crisscross strap if that provides you a little bit more comfort, support. So I definitely like to see that. I will say the adjustable area of the bra is pretty small. You can only adjust a couple inches of the straps. For me, I usually like to have the adjustable area be the whole strap, but they did switch the material from the fabric here to a more bra strap type elastic at the bottom. Let's try this on. All right, here I was thinking that all of the Honor bras would be large cup size friendly. But you know what? I'm glad to see some large cup size options and some options for my smaller cup size girlies, because this one is 100% guarantee of a mishap at the gym for me. So not large cup size friendly at all, which is okay, it's just not for me. So we have the slightly brushed fabric. Again, we have the logo right here. Super deep scooping V neckline. Thin little spaghetti straps, which as predicted, I tightened completely in the back and still could use much more adjustability. So whenever I see straps that are only half adjustable, it's like they make the straps too long so that you can adjust it, but then you can't adjust it more than like an inch. So then the straps are just always too long. So straps, not working for me. You could crisscross them, but if you want to wear them straight up and down, they're not going to be adjustable enough for me at least. Coverage is super low. Support, super low, barely even need to test it. The bottom band is secure along my rib cage here, so overall it's true to size. If you're in between, you could really go either way. I think in general their bras run slightly on the smaller side just because the bands are pretty snug in the small. Not too snug, but I wouldn't want it any tighter. Definitely some side boob spillage here. The cup pads are the same as the others. And then we have the back. We have the adjustable strap. You can see it's just not super adjustable. That is the only adjustable area right there. We have that thin band along the bottom, this little extra strap. So it's very open, very strappy. And again, you can remove these straps and crisscross them. So overall a cute bra, just not going to be functional for really anyone with like a C or D and up. Before we try on the last set, I wanted to pop in with one of their baby tees. This is like my favorite type of shirt, and they're like surprisingly hard to find. So this is the Cotton Icon baby t-shirt. I got it in a size small, and this is $27, which I appreciate. They're keeping the prices kind of low. I just reviewed the brand Viore, and I'm pretty sure their same kind of like baby tee style shirt was like 50 plus. And when it comes to just like a basic shirt, it's hard to justify that much. So it's called the Cotton Icon Baby Tee, but it's actually a cotton polyester elastane blend. So it does have a little bit of stretch to it, but it still has that cotton feel. We have a crew neckline, kind of shorter little baby tee sleeves, and a semi-cropped fit. My favorite length of shirt is the length of shirt that hits like just a little bit over the leggings because it's not overwhelming your body. I still like to have the elongating look of having a high-waisted legging without a super long shirt over it that just kind of makes my legs look a little bit longer. So this kind of shirt reaches right to the end. So I hope this is good because if it is, I'm gonna need more colors. We also have the Honor Active logo embroidered here. I appreciate that the logo is embroidered, but for a shirt like this is something that I may want to wear for lifestyle, in which case I don't really like to have my shirts very heavily branded. So you can't see it very well in this gray color, but for the darker colors, it may stand out a little bit more, which is a little bit less ideal for me. So here's a more close up. We can see the heather gray marled fabric as well as the embroidered Honor logo. Okay, here's the baby tee. And I like it, but I don't love it. I thought when I bought this, I was so excited. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna want this in every color, but there are just a couple things holding me back. First of all, I do in general like the material. It has enough stretch where it can kind of stretch over, you know, my bust and everything, but not too much stretch, and that it's still kind of giving me like a little bit of hold and almost like a little compression. But the outside of the fabric has almost like a slight brushness to it and the inside doesn't. So it does feel a little bit itchy in my armpit area right now, and I just wish it was just a little bit softer, just because that would just, you know, who doesn't like a nice soft shirt? So I think it would be nice if both the inside and the outside had that kind of softer feel. Neckline is good. I love where the sleeves hit. It's definitely pretty snug. So if you're in between, I would size up, or if you just don't want it to be skin tight, I would also size up. I don't remember what we're reviewing first, but if we haven't talked about the square neck vest yet, this is definitely a more snug fit than that, and this has a little bit less stretch to the fabric. Again, the logo is not super visible on this color, but I still wish it wasn't there. Even like a bottom corner logo for me is better than like right here. Like, tell me I'm not the only one, but like all of the Honor logos are like right here, and it's just like so in your face. I'm kind of a logo hater if you guys didn't know. Unless you have a really nice, super small tonal branding that I almost don't see. Love that. And lastly, the length. For me, since I have a very long torso, I'm showing a little bit of skin here, so it's still more cropped than I expected. I wish that this hit a little bit over the legging waistband for me. Keep in mind, I do have a long torso, but this is an ultra high-rise leggings, so if this was a true meet and greet length, we wouldn't really be seeing any of the skin here. So for me, it's really basically no skin. Like, you're gonna show a little bit more if you lift up your arms, but I wish it was just a tiny bit longer. Also, if you do have a larger bust, that kind of takes up some space as well. So if your chest is a little bit smaller, it's gonna hit you a little bit longer. I don't sweat like a ton, but you will probably show some pit sweat in this. Honestly, I just like don't care. You know, everyone's armpits are gonna sweat a little bit, so not a huge concern for me. And then the back is just a very plain, not much to say here. Yeah, overall, would I buy this? Yeah, I think the price is really good. It's cute. I probably would size up just for a little bit more comfort, but I do wish it was just a little bit softer. And the last leggings we're trying are the Unified Wrap leggings. For some reason, I thought I had already tried these, but I've only tried their Timeless collection. I have not tried Unified, so this is new to me. I will say I did have a little bit of a disappointment taking these out of the bag, because the first thing I noticed is these leggings have a pretty prominent top seam going on, and there are certain times where I will accept a top seam, but in general I just prefer my leggings not to have them because I just feel like they cut in too much. And while I would occasionally wear a top seam legging for maybe more high impact activities, runs, hikes, for day-to-day and regular gym use, I do avoid these top seams. So again, I got a size small long, and these are $55, the same price as the other leggings. So these are a 69% nylon, 31% elastane. That seems like a lot of elastane. And these are definitely a true performance material. There is no brushing to them. They have kind of a thicker, cool to the touch, sleek feel, but I would say they're not overly shiny. So I'm liking the fabric for a performance material so far. Here is that fabric up close. You can see it is not brushed, doesn't have any fuzziness to it. It's more of a sleek texture. We have a straight across kind of shorter wrap waist. For me, with the wrap waist, I think they look better when it does have a slight dip down in the waistband in the front. It gives you a little lower tummy control, and I just feel like it kind of snatches the waist a little bit more. So I don't love these straight across, just personal preference. No front seam, love to see it. gusset. We do have a triangle gusset here. I did get the long version, and I will put the inseam at the end, but they do seem pretty long. And then we have a double seam detail in the back with slightly V tapered seams to be nice and flattering, and just a straight up back seam. I just turned part of these inside out, and the inside of the legging actually does have a brushed feel to it. Here's that inside. You can see there's a little bit of a fuzziness to it. It is brushed, and I love when a performance legging is brushed on the inside. It may make it slightly warmer, but it grips onto the body a little bit better so they don't slide down as much. And again, we also have the tonal silicone logo. So I'm really enjoying what they've done with their logos. Let's try these on. Okay, this is an incredible performance material. I am very impressed with this fabric. It's soft, but still has that sleek performance material that's not going to be easily snagged, so great for high impact workouts. The brushed lining on the inside makes them nice and soft, and I just feel like they're going to stay in place very well. And it has a good amount of compression and density to it. Like, it feels like a thicker performance material, but the stretch is completely endless. Like, I do not feel any restriction at all bending my knees, stretching. So I just feel like this is a really nice fabric, and it can be hard to find good performance materials. So honestly, huge fan of the fabric. I will say overall compression is about a medium to high, but again, it still has stretch to it. So you're compressed, but you're not limited. We have no front seam. I'm not feeling any tension in the front here. And then we get to the waistband, which I just don't love it. I feel like it's a lot of compression for a tiny little area, and this could just be better used elsewhere. So there is a mesh compressive lining on the inside of the waistband here to give more compression. So I'm getting a high compression in the waist. And then we have a top band, and I do definitely feel it cutting in here. I feel like if you're going to put a compressive mesh on the inside of a waistband, that's usually enough to keep a legging up, and the top band shouldn't be needed. So you know what? They might even have a basic legging in this unified material already that doesn't have the cross waist, but personally I'm just not a big fan of it. It comes together as all these thick layers right in the front here, and it's pretty compressive. It just doesn't feel the most comfortable right there. That being said, it does feel like it's staying up really well, which is something that we often look for in performance leggings. So definitely will stay up. Overall, the rise I would say is a high rise. It does dip down slightly because of the cross waist, but overall it's hitting right at the small point of my waist, right at the belly button. So again, if this did dip down in the front with all the compression that's coming from this mesh inside the waistband, you'd be getting crazy lower tummy control, so I would love to see that. And then we have a single seam in the front to the double seams in the back. I do feel like the double seam is kind of overdone every time I wear a legging like this, which is quite often these days. Like Petula just did it, Paragon does it, and the OGs were like the Whitney Simmons leggings. That's all anyone can comment on, is that it looks like the Whitney Simmons leggings, and I just don't feel like I really love the seam style that they used here. So lots of potential for these. I just don't love like the top of them too much, but the comfort of wearing them is really good. I think the logo is really nice and subtle here. I don't think they're doing a lot of justice for the glutes here. Definitely if you're looking for high on the booty scale, you're going for the effortless seamless, but these are more of a medium on the booty scale. We just have a straight up seam here, and this V dipped area here is sitting a little bit low for me. I think it could be the tiniest bit higher, but it would just kind of slide right down if I pulled it down there. So just a medium on the booty scale. It means it's not helping, but it's also not hurting. It's definitely not unflattering. This fabric, even though it's compressive, it's not squishing the glutes down. I actually feel like this fabric has enough thickness to give a little bit of cellulite coverage, so I'd say it's slightly cellulite friendly. But I will also say, with that brush lining in these leggings, if you're looking for a really lightweight performance legging for summer, these do feel a little bit warm. So like a great running legging for like the fall or winter if you need a little bit more warmth there, but I would not be seen outside in these in the Arizona summer heat. I think I would overheat and die. So just keep that in mind. These are just definitely not a hot weather legging. And then we go to the full length view. I have not measured the inseam yet on these, but they are quite long. Like, I'm actually getting a little bit of extra room at the bottom of the legging, which I almost never have. I'm 5'9". Generally, I wear a 28-inch inseam for a full length of leggings, not like regular pants. So definitely tall girl friendly as well. Okay, I just wanted to pop in because I just measured these unified leggings, and the inseam is 29.5. That is one of the longest inseams that I've seen in a while. So my tall girlies, like, these were too long for me at 5'9". So for my like 6-foot girlies, like, these are honestly super long. I'm glad to see it, but personally I could go with the regular length. The last sports bra, I got the Unified Twist sports bra. So I got a size small and this one was $40. So it is a little bit more expensive than some of their other bras. We have that more sleek feel. We have an elastic band along the bottom. The bra is twisted in the front, but you have a little cutout and it continues to have that elastic on the bottom. I actually really like this as an alternative to these sports bras that just have like a twist front, like the Buff Bunny Glow bra or the Oxtrox. I think it's like the Sienna bra. Those bras are super cute for small cup sizes and I love how they look, but as someone with a slightly larger cup size, having that elastic along the bottom is just really important to keeping the girls where they need to be and giving a little bit more support, so you still kind of have the look of a twist, but you get a little bit more security. So I love that they did that. The straps here are a thicker elastic material and we have a lot of adjustability here. So there's actually one strap that goes along the neck like a halter style, and that one actually is still adjustable, so I love to see that. And then you have a second strap that loops around that has two adjustable sections, and this whole strap actually comes off, so you can wear this completely as a halter bra if you want, meaning there would be no strap along the back, it just goes along the neck. Or you could have this second strap back here to kind of pull some of that tension from your neck so it's not quite as tight on your neck. That is going to be my preferred way to wear it. The halters can get pretty uncomfortable on the neck area and I just don't think they're quite as functional, so I like that they have kind of two options. Again, we have the Honor logo on the back and then we have those same cup pads. So it looks like all of the cup pads have had this kind of teardrop shape, so it's not necessarily, I guess, specific to the style of the sports bra, but I do think this shape is really smart. And I always take out my sports bra pads when I wash my bras because or else they get really crinkled inside, and then it's like once they get crinkled there's no fixing it. So having that little shape is going to help you determine which side goes in what, because I just kind of put whatever pad wherever in my bras and it can get a little bit confusing. So let's try this on. Okay, so here's the twist bra. First of all, I just will say that all of their bras definitely have larger cup sizes in mind. Like I definitely feel like the coverage is just there, where sometimes these little like more delicate twisty bras just have micro coverage that just does not work for me. So right off the bat, I'm just gonna say large cup size friendly for sure. I would say this is true to size, but definitely size up if you're in between. I do just get the tiniest bit of spillage, but for me, I really like how secure the bottom band feels. It's not overly tight, but it's still snug. So I would stick true to size overall. We have a pretty strong plunging neckline to a twist, and then we have the band at the bottom with a little keyhole cutout. This tends to be like a little sweat escape hole for me, but I see what they were going for. They still wanted the twist and they still wanted to have the security of the bottom band, so I do really appreciate that. Again, I just don't think their logo placement is ideal. They've made such great upgrades to their logos in terms of the silicone and the tonal branding, but just plopping it right onto the front here, like wouldn't it look so much better if it was just like sleek, just nothing going on and just like a little logo in the back? Like keep it back where I can't see it. Overall coverage, I'd say low to medium coverage. Let's go with medium coverage. Fully covered in the armpit. It's just a little pop of cleavage in the front here, but I'm very much secure. Like I would not fall out of this in my workouts. And support is actually a solid medium. I'm really not jiggling too much at all. So you could definitely do more moderate impact activities in this. And then we get to the back where all the adjustability happens. So we have that strap along the back, and this one is adjustable here. So if I wanted a little bit more room up at the neck, I could definitely adjust that, so that's really nice. And then this back strap, it's actually one strap looped around. It's adjustable on both sides as well. So this is the bra wearing it how I would wear it, where you do have the support of this strap down here to take some tension off the neck, but you could also wear it as a halter. So you can take that back strap off and then you get a halter that's super open in the back, but you can kind of see immediately this back band like collapsed a little bit there. I just feel like these areas kind of drift apart with halters, so I prefer not to wear it that way, but if you like to have the option of a halter, I think they did a good job of like creating a halter in a slightly different style than just like the classic T-back. So this is it as a halter. I'm definitely getting less support as a halter. It's more like a light to medium. So yeah, overall solid bra. I really like the performance fabric, and it's a nice, more large cup size friendly twist bra. And the last piece I wanted to try, because I don't see a lot like this, is the Timeless square neck vest. So we've already reviewed the Timeless material in the bra. So we have a kind of medium weight brushed fabric. This is a size small and it is $45. And like the name suggests, the neckline is slightly squared off here. We have that silicone logo in the top left. This one does have a T strap back, so it kind of looks like the last one, but it is not a halter and none of these straps are adjustable. And I mainly wanted to get this one because this is essentially a full-length built-in bra top, which is really hard to find. And as someone who loves built-in bra tops for every day but doesn't always want to be wearing something super cropped, I have a long torso, so if I'm wearing a traditional kind of cropped built-in bra top, I'm showing quite a bit of skin, and sometimes I like to wear them like to the grocery store on the airplane, and sometimes I don't want my stomach to be cold. So I love that this is full length. Again, if I am wearing this for lifestyle a lot, the logo is kind of a bummer for me. I just wish it was in the back and not like front left. I just don't love logos placed right there. It feels like I'm wearing like a name tag or a badge, and I just think it's a lot more sleek of a look to have a logo in the back center, as well as perhaps a slightly smaller logo. Because while the logo is more on the subtle side, it's basically just like a line drawing, it still is pretty large. Like this is a solid 1/2 inch. There is a full built-in bra with removable cups that have their own sewn little section here. Really loving the attention to detail on the tops, and we have an elastic on the bottom. So full built-in bra. It does seem like it has a pretty boxy, like straight up and down shape, which I think it might be nicer if it like tapered a little bit just to kind of contour the curves, because this might be a little bit baggy on my waist area, but let's try it on. All right, here's the Timeless vest, and I just like really give them props because this is what I want to see from so many activewear brands. Not everyone wants to wear a sports bra or a crop top all the time, and I just feel like so many brands just do not get that. So having this full-length top with a supportive bra inside is just like amazing to have. So I'm just really enjoying this style as a concept. So first of all, we have the Timeless fabric. So it's kind of a medium weight brushed material. It's like a rounded square neckline here, but full coverage, like really not even any cleavage, full coverage into the armpits, full coverage. In the white, I can ever so slightly see the cut pads, like ever so slightly, not in a way that I would really care about, but it's not 100% opaque. I would say like 85%. The other colors should be completely fine. White is always going to be the highest chance of that. So we have the internal bra, and I would say this is large cup size friendly. I love that they have these seams that fully contour the cups so that they really just stay in their assigned seats. Honor has honestly made so many improvements since I've reviewed them in the past, so I really love seeing that. The shape is definitely body skimming. I would say it's not like super compressive tight, but it's like a perfect amount of tightness here, so you're definitely getting that kind of slim shape. And I would consider this full length. It goes to my hips. It's not even like a meet and greet length to the belly button. It's full length to the hip, not showing any skin, lifting my arms. And then here we have the back. We have that T-strap, very open for the lats, and then very plain. The only thing I will say is I was bummed to see that these straps up here are not adjustable because they are super tight along my neck. This is definitely a top that I'd want to wear for lifestyle, meaning I'd be wearing it for more than just an hour at the gym, and I don't know if I could really tolerate how tight this is on my neck. And this back strap is pretty tight as well. So that is definitely a negative for me. I wish it was just a little bit looser, adjustable, just something so I could relieve some of the pressure along my neck because I'm already just feeling it being pretty tight. That being said, I would say overall it's true to size. I think if you're in between, I would mostly go with your sports bra size because that's going to be the most limiting factor. And if you are in between there or a larger cup size, I would choose the size up, but generally true to size. Keep in mind if you do size up just right off the bat for less tightness here, you're not going to get as much of a slim fit in the body. Okay guys, that is it for the review. I'd say overall, Honor has made huge improvements since before, which is what I would expect after, you know, a company has been around for a couple years, but it's still really nice to see. I definitely like the new effortless seamless more than what it was before. It's fitting me better now. It's super stretchy. It's just kind of what I look for in a seamless legging. I also really liked that unified performance fabric. I think performance materials can be really hit or miss, and I definitely really liked that one. I like that they keep their prices kind of mid-range. I definitely had my share of critiques for all of these things, but I would say overall I would definitely try Honor again. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I already know a lot of you guys are really liking Honor because I do get comments quite often telling me that I need to retry them because they've gotten a lot better. And as always, if you do have new video requests, leave those in the comments down below as well. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
You are a woman with a man inside watching a woman. You are your own voyeur. There definitely is an autoerotic aspect of feminine fantasy, though I think it's unfair and stigmatizing to say that narcissistic love is specifically feminine. Like, think about the masculine concept.
Everyone mark your calendars because 2024 is the year that we finally got a no front seam legging from Lululemon. Lululemon basically created activewear as we know it today. Their line leggings have been the most sought after legging for years, literally since the day they came out, but they always had one feature that divided people and certain body parts, and that is the front seam. I've been reviewing and trying activewear for 6+ years now on this channel, and I remember when I saw the first no front seam legging. It was the year 2019, and they were the Napoleon Rhythm leggings. If you're an OG on this channel, you know that those leggings were just the best at the time. They were also like a $20 AliExpress legging. And ever since then, we saw more and more brands catching on to this no front seam trend to eliminate the dreaded camel toe. And I already know you guys are gonna say this, Lululemon actually did have a no front seam legging at one point, but they are now discontinued. They were called the All the Right Places leggings. I believe I actually tried them in a review on this channel because I saw they were the only no front seam legging that they offered. And then of course they discontinued them. And I would not consider those just like a regular everyday legging. They had a ton of panel detailing to them and they just felt like a little bit industrial. So these new breeze through leggings are basically like the Align lightweight naked feel legging without the front seam. And it seems that front seams not only divide our business, but they also divide people. Because I posted a TikTok about Lululemon coming out with these leggings and the fights people were having in the comment section of if front seam leggings or no front seam leggings are more flattering was outrageous. First of all, I'm gonna need everyone to take a step back. A front seam or no front seam is a personal preference and has heavily to do with your anatomy down there. Certain people are going to find a front seam more flattering than a no front seam. Personally, I am not one of those people. I've done polls on my Instagram and I would say it's like a 75 to 25 split of people who prefer no front seam versus a front seam, but there are still people out there who prefer a front seam. And we discussed that in my Leggings 101 video, why you may prefer a front seam. But anyways, it's a big deal that Lululemon has done this because honestly it took them so long that I thought they were just never going to do it. And it should be stated that they are not removing the front seam on all of their leggings. This is simply just a new style of legging that is coming in a no front seam version. So that could be seen as a good or a bad thing. I'm sure some people would like just an Align legging with no front seam because that's what people wanted for years. But in my own personal preferences, I'm not a big Lululemon shopper anyway, and there are plenty of other options out there. So I will give some affordable no front seam legging alternatives at the end of the video if the $98 price tag on these is a little too steep. Because let's be honest, that's pretty high these days, especially for a legging that's not really being innovative in any way when we've all had no front seam and curved glute seams for like 4+ years. So the breeze through high-rise tights come in both a 28 and a 25-inch inseam, and they're made of the new breeze through fabric. So this is not made of the Nulu fabric, it's not made of the Everlux. In Lululemon's description, it's supposed to be kind of a mix between the Nulu and the Everlux to give you that kind of lightweight feel, but a little bit more on the performance side, and I would definitely agree with that description. So you can see just in the way these leggings move, the fabric is very minimally structured. It's very, very thin. My first thought when feeling this is that it felt like the Vuori All the Feels leggings that I just tried, and that it's a very finely knit legging, but it definitely has more of a almost silky sleek texture and no fuzzy brushing to it, as opposed to the Aligns that always had that kind of fuzziness. So I'll insert a little up close comparison of the fabrics here, but I just wanted to compare the fabric of the new breeze through to the OG Nulu material. These are my Aligns from like 2018, and I just bought a pair of new Aligns to compare the fabric, and it's definitely not what it used to be. I picked up these leggings and I did not realize that they were double lining like all of their like medium to light colors, and these leggings are like 3 pounds. So I was definitely a little bit bummed to see that they've changed the Align so much because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But maybe remove the front seam. Even the new Nulu material has a little bit of a brushed feel to it, but these new breeze throughs do not. They're definitely on the sleek side, but they're super, super thin. Can't imagine these would give more than a light compression and very minimal cellulite coverage. So I have the new Aligns, the new breeze throughs, and the old Aligns here, just so we can compare some fabric differences. And we can see the breeze throughs have a little bit of a shiny texture because they are that sleek performance. And this is the OG Align. You can see that almost fuzziness to it. That's that soft brush texture that people love from Aligns. And these are the new Aligns. They took away a lot of that brush texture and the fabric feels almost a little bit more structured and not kind of giving that same like hugging naked feel that Aligns had. So that's a little close-up of our fabrics. So a couple of details of the breeze through leggings. So first of all, we can see instead of the waistband being flat across, we have that dip down in the front. I do feel like this is flattering. It gives a little bit more shape in the front. Then of course we have the no front seam, the key feature of these. We also have a very long extended crotch gusset. This is similar to what the Align leggings have. And then in the back, Lululemon for a long time has only had very flat across glute seams that kind of have cut your glutes off in the back, and in my opinion have not been super flattering, but they added a quite exaggerated glute seam here. This is honestly more exaggerated than most brands that I see, and people were pretty divided on this in my comments as well. To be honest, they did not choose like a super flattering photo on the website for this. It made the leggings almost look like asymmetrical just because of the way that they were sitting. I personally do like a curved glute seam. This might be a little bit too much for me, but we'll see. We have the classic Lululemon logo. These ones are the 25-inch inseam, but I also got the 28-inch inseam in a size 6. Another reason why I don't often order from Lululemon is because I honestly just don't really fit into their sizes very well. I do not understand numbered sizing. It just doesn't really work for me. I feel like I'm between a 4 and a 6, and I feel like when I get the 6, the waist is gaping, and when I get the 4, it's a little bit too tight on my glutes. So we got both sizes to see. And a final detail on these leggings is that they do have a seam at the top, which I'm not sure why they did this. They do not have a seam at the top of the Align leggings. So you can see there's just a little stitch at the top. There's no elastic in there, so I'm just not really sure what the seam is for. But you can see when I pull it, it definitely does restrict a little bit at the top. So a little bit of possibility for some muffin topping. There's also a hidden pocket in the back waistband for a key, a card, whatever. Next, I'm going to insert a side-by-side of the Align leggings versus the breeze through. A couple notes, they are both labeled as a high-rise legging. Like I mentioned before, the breeze through leggings do have a seam at the top of the waistband. The Aligns are seamless at the top. The Aligns have a wider waistband space, and it is flat across 360 degrees. There's a slight V in the back, but really mostly flat across. And the breeze through have that V dip down in the front, then the exaggerated glute contour in the back. Obviously, the point of these leggings is that they do not have a front seam, so the breeze through have no seam in the front. The Aligns do have a seam, and they both have that extended gusset that goes down the inner inseam until about your calf. So let's try these on. All right, so here's the 28-inch version in a size 6, and I feel like I'm definitely gonna have an issue with the sizing here. Normally I have a little bit of extra room in the waist, and this time with this seam at the top, it's already pretty snug up here, but I still feel like I have some extra fabric in this area, and I'm getting like negative compression right now. Like basically feels like I'm wearing nothing, which I actually like a naked feel legging, but I feel like I like a little bit more of a hugging feeling, and we'll see, I probably will feel a little bit more of that in the size down. But just an overview, we have that dip down waistband. It goes decently low. So the rise on these is actually quite high. When it's sitting all the way up in the crotch area, it's going a good ways above my belly button. So I would honestly give these an ultra high rise. How I like to rate my rises is if it hits right at the small of my waist and just over the belly button, that's a high rise. If it goes above that, that's ultra high. And if I'm showing belly button, that's more mid to high. So this is quite high, and you may struggle with these leggings if you do not have a smaller waist because again, the waist seam is a little bit snug. So these definitely have a sleek performance material when they're on, so they're not that soft brushed feeling. They have a tiny bit of shine to them, kind of typical for a performance legging, but not too much. And then we have that extended crotch gusset that goes down the inner thigh. And you can see the gusset a little bit from the front of the legging, but I would say not too bad. And then we go to the back, and you guys will have to let me know what you think, but they do have that exaggerated glute contour. And sometimes when the glute contour is this exaggerated, it's not actually really following the line of your glutes. It's kind of going a little bit too much. Like it's not really that sweet spot where I feel like really like curves your glutes and just makes them look nice and round, you know, gives a little shape. So I think this is honestly a little bit more than I would be looking for, but in my own personal opinion, I would take this over the seams that the Aligns used to have because I still think this is more flattering. I'm still gonna give it a medium to high on the booty scale because it's definitely doing a little enhancement, but not too much. And then in terms of cellulite coverage, these leggings are super thin and very low compression, so I would not expect very much cellulite coverage. And these are the 28-inch inseam, and I'm 5'9", so this is kind of my ideal full-length legging. These are only coming in 2 inseams at this time, and I'm gonna pop on the size 4 to see if that fits any better. Okay, here is the size 4, and you can see the waist area is basically cutting into me because the seam is quite snug, but the rest of the leggings feels completely fine. Like I'm not feeling the extra space in the crotch that I was getting with the size 6. So again, just not really feeling like they fit me the best. If these didn't have a top band, that would be so much better. I don't really understand why we have the top band when they have so many leggings that do not. Like I just really don't find it necessary. But anyways, I would say if you are in between sizes, I would probably choose the size down, but just keep in mind the waist area may cut in. I also feel like having this top band just encourages not only cutting in like we're seeing here, but also rolling. Still overall feeling a light compression. These are super, super lightweight. Like even compared to the original lines, these are even more lightweight than that. And then very similar in the back. I think overall this area is fitting me just a little bit better in the size down. And these are the 25-inch inseam, which is about a 7/8 length on me. I'd say overall these are fitting better in the size down. I'm getting a little bit more of a hugging feeling like I predicted, but these leggings probably have the least structure out of any Lululemon legging I've tried. Even the Aligns just feel like they're kind of hugging your body with that sensation of the fabric just being like ultra soft and stretchy. This would be a good material for a shirt, but it doesn't have that same like legging hugging feeling, if that makes sense. And a final note about the seam at the top of the leggings. I can see a seam used for a, high impact running legging, or where you'd want like a drawstring, something to really hold that legging up. But since these leggings are designed for basically hot yoga is what they advertise them as, I just don't really find it as necessary. And I wish they'd used slightly stretchier stitching, because when I pull these, it has a pretty harsh end point. It's like when you have a really tight seam at the bottom of your shorts that's like really cutting into you, as opposed to a seam that has a little bit more stretch or give to it. This is a Buff Bunny silhouette short and they have a top band as well, but it just has like a lot more stretch to it and just has an overall softer feel that doesn't cut in as aggressively. Since this fabric is more of a sleek feel, it's also going to be a lot more pet fur friendly. So if that's a big factor for you, then something like the OG Aligns, which can be kind of fuzzy and pick up a lot of fur and lint. In addition to the breeze through leggings, they are also coming out with breeze through shorts. So we have the breeze through high rise 6-inch short. Again, I got these in a 4 and a 6 just because you never know what size you're gonna be. The details are basically all the same. We have that V waistband. The gusset is extended down the whole length of the short. They're a 6-inch inseam. The thigh area seems pretty straight up and down. I'm not noticing any sort of increased accommodation for bigger thighs. We do have some silicone dot detailing on the inner hem of the short to help them from riding up. And in the back, we just have that exaggerated glute seam. Okay, here are the shorts in a 6. I definitely feel like the 4 is going to be too small on me in the shorts, especially with the thigh area, but we'll get into that. So another pretty high rise on these. It's sitting a good ways above the belly button, and then we have that top band, but in the 6, it's not really cutting into me too badly. We have the dip down front waistband, the no front seam, the gusset that goes all the way down the inseam of the shorts. No side seams on these, so they're very seamless, and the waistband kind of comes up and around the side, around the leg here, which makes the legs look a little bit elongated. And then we have the glute seams in the back, and this is where I just feel like the sizing is just strange, because the waist is actually pretty tight here, but it just feels like I have so much room in the glute area. Like when I play around with the fabric there, it almost kind of like bunches up. Again, because it's just not like contouring to my curves in the way that I want. So we'll see how the 4 works in that regard. I think we'll do the same medium to high on the booty scale. The thigh area, it's honestly not too bad, but whenever you have those little silicone dots, it makes it a little bit more compressive around the thighs. So you can see my thighs are getting a little bit compressed there. Honestly, it's not too bad for me. This is a 6-inch inseam, so it kind of goes low enough on my thighs where it's not really uncomfortable. It does really feel like the silicone and the compression there is going to keep the shorts in place. So honestly, I appreciate that it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. Let's try on the 4. Okay, I just realized that the silicone dot details are actually the Lululemon logo, just like super tiny. And that's actually a super cute detail. All right, here's the size 4 in the shorts. And honestly, again, I'm feeling much better in everywhere except for the top and bottom seams. So I just feel like the sizing is off in that regard. Pretty similar feeling in the waist to the size 4 leggings. I'm just getting some cutting in at the top with that seam. We still have that high rise, that dip down in the front. Honestly, I thought it would be worse on the shorts at the bottom here. I'm definitely compressed, but I was compressed in the 6 as well. And then I just get less extra fabric in the back. It just feels a little bit better overall here. And I feel like the fact that I'm feeling like it's too tight in the waist, but too loose in the hips, like they have really increased their waist to hip measurement, because normally it's the opposite for me. It's tight in the hips and it's loose in the waist. And I have about a 12 to 13 inch difference between my hip and waist measurement. So the fact that it's feeling so tight on my waist but loose in the hips for me means my super hourglass girlies, like I'm talking 14+ inch difference, these could be good for you. And with the shorts, even in the size, I'm still feeling overall a light compression, but definitely getting more compression in the thighs, obviously. As promised, I'm going to go over some alternatives to these if you're not looking for that $98 price tag. Honestly, the most similar legging out there is honestly going to be the Vitality Cloud Pant, which are not really that much cheaper, but I'm kind of surprised Lululemon came out with something that was so similar to those. At this point, everyone is doing no front seam and curved glute seams, but the way that they are curved in the front and the back is just very, very similar. So I was a little bit surprised that they wouldn't at least take some creative liberties there. These may not have all of the same features, but I do love these leggings. So first up, we have the Camo Fitness Serenity leggings. These ones have a seamless waistband, so they don't have that top seam. These ones are straight across in the front. They don't have that slight dip down. They do, of course, have no front seam. These are a 25-inch inseam. The crotch gusset is just slightly extended. It doesn't go all the way down the leg. And the fabric is a little bit more similar to a classic Align material where you're getting that fuzzy brushed feeling. But this fabric holds up really well. I've loved these leggings for years. And then in the back, we have some curved glute seams, but they're a little bit less exaggerated, and I actually think it can be a little bit more flattering on the glutes when it just gently curves around the glute instead of being so dramatic. Another affordable legging I have in my closet that has a lot more similar features is the Oxjox Metamorph leggings. These ones are on Amazon. They have a softer V in the front, but it still is kind of dipping down there. The crotch gusset does extend further down the leg, just like the breeze-throughs, and we have a slightly more exaggerated glute seam in the back. Like I said, no front seam leggings have been around for years. I don't think I've really reviewed many front seam leggings on this channel in the past like 4 or 5 years. So if you're looking for more no front seam options, there are so many videos on my channel. Basically everything I talk about is no front seam at this point. Okay guys, that is it for the video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already. I say overall, I definitely like the leggings, but for $98, I really would have to love them. And personally, I prefer a fabric that is a little more similar to the original Align material. Something with just a tiny bit more of a like contouring feeling instead of just kind of like skimming over my body, if that makes sense. The fabric just definitely lacks a little bit of structure to me. It's also more of a sleek performance material, and when I want a sleek performance material, I usually want something with a little bit more durability as opposed to the kind of lighter flimsy side. I liked the dip down waistband in the front, but I think the glute contour in the back was just a little bit too exaggerated in a way that actually doesn't flatter as much as it should. And I feel like the sizing wasn't perfect for me, and that in the 6, I felt like just a little bit too much looseness in the hip area. And then in the 4, the top band was quite tight and definitely cutting into me. So if they just removed that top band, I think things would be quite a bit better. These aren't like a running performance legging, so I don't really know why we would need like a top band or any sort of drawstring to hold the legging up. I think you can just design a legging to kind of stay up as is, or at least have a top seam that has a little bit more give to it, because this one was quite restricting. Let me know if you tried these and what your thoughts are in the comments below. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Today we're doing a haul and review of one of my go-to regular clothing brands, and that is Abercrombie. They've really made a comeback over the last few years. I've done one other Abercrombie haul on this channel before, maybe like a year and a half ago or so, but maybe like 2 to 3 times a year I buy a couple new pieces just to refresh my wardrobe a little bit. I mostly wear activewear and scrubs, and I don't have the biggest social life, so I don't do a lot where I wear normal clothes. But in the summer, I tend to go on like more trips and things, and I do have a trip coming up that I just wanted a couple new pieces. And obviously I'm not wearing all scrubs and activewear on trips when I'm out and about, so I figured it was time for a little summer refresh. I mostly try to focus on staples that I can rewear a lot. I bought this tank from them a few years ago now, and I still wear it all the time. I have it in white and blue, and it's just nice to have those staple pieces that I know will fit me well. I'll be comfortable wearing them, and they go with a lot of different bottoms. I also love Abercrombie because I can wear their jeans. Their Curve Love jeans are my favorite. They're a curvy style jean that has a little bit more room in the hips and thighs, and it's a little bit more tapered in the waist so that it doesn't gap. I have multiple videos on this for jeans, jean shorts, etc. But I just love their overall vibe and everything. This is not sponsored, by the way. It'd be nice if it was, but I bought all this myself. So we're just doing this for fun because sometimes it's nice to share with other people what I get. I also feel like their target demographic is very much me, like later 20s, early 30s, you know, not quite like a clubbing, going out aesthetic, maybe like a little bit more like, maybe just like a little bit more chic, refined, somewhat professional. Not that these are like professional clothes, but you know what I mean. So without further ado, let's get into it. I really want to start with this piece because this is what inspired the haul. I saw this on the website, and if something has lemons on it, I'm gonna buy it. I simply will. They had a swimsuit recently that had lemons on it, but unfortunately it was sold out in my size, so I just got the plain yellow. But honestly, their Curve Love swimsuits, guys, if you have larger cup size, they're really good. So this is the Scarlet Linen Blend Mini Skort. I have a ton of their skirts, and they're just so nice because even though they're definitely on the shorter side, you know that if you lean over, you're not going to be exposing anything because they have a little built-in short lining and it matches the base color of the skirt. Another reason I like the inner shorts is because sometimes skirts like this can just continue riding up, but if you have the shorts, they can't ride up too much because the shorts kind of keep them in place. So this is a linen blend. It has like a lightweight cottony feel. We'll see how the rise is, but we have a zip at the side as well as a hook and eye, and I did get this in my normal size small. I basically wear a small in all Abercrombie things, tops and bottoms, and my measurements will be down below. Okay, so here is the skirt. I'm just wearing it with this top kind of rolled up so we can see everything, but in general I wear a size small. I'd say it's true to size. It's sitting right about at the belly button area, which is a good length because it's still giving a good amount of coverage to the legs as well. I like how lightweight the material is, and I also like the lemon print because I feel like sometimes linen materials can get a little bit wrinkled, and having the print just kind of makes that a little bit less noticeable. I'd say it's like a slight A-line fit, but it's definitely not like super flared or super flowy. It's just a little bit more like straight up and down, but it's not like bandage skirt tight. We have that zipper on the side with the hook and eye, and the back of the skirt has a little elastic in the waistband as well so that it fits a little bit better along the back, but it can still fit my glutes, which I like because I do tend to have like a gaping issue, so having that little elastic in their skirts helps me a ton. And then we have the built-in shorts on the inside. They're pretty short. They're really not like a cute short underneath. They're really just there to provide some coverage, and it's tacked down at the side of the zipper, but the other side you can lift it up. I absolutely love the lemon design, so I'm definitely keeping this one. Next, we'll do another pair of bottoms. So these are the Curve Love High Rise 90s Relaxed Jeans, and I feel like I really like blue colored tops, but if I'm pairing it with pants, I only have like blue jeans. And I don't necessarily love like khakis or like slacks all the time. Sometimes you just want to be in a jean. So I saw this color of the relaxed jean and I just thought this would be a perfect pairing, like a little tan color for like a spring and summer on like cooler days. It is in their relaxed fit. I do wear a 25 long in their jeans. It's a 99% cotton, 1% elastane. So they're mostly just like a heavier denim material. There's just a tiny bit of stretch, but with their Curve Love line, I don't really find that I need a lot of stretch. And then the back of these is very plain, and they are more of a wide leg. I do carry more of my weight in my legs, so I prefer their like relaxed fit over just their straight fit if I'm looking for more of a like loose look. Okay, I actually didn't realize this is my first time just getting a regular high rise from Abercrombie instead of the ultra high rise. So normally they're a teeny bit higher, but I'm actually really liking this rise. These fit perfectly, as do like almost all of my Abercrombie Curve Love jeans. So this is a 25, which is the size I normally go for. I think they put me between a 25 and a 26. So it's made of that structured denim. There's a tiny little bit of give to it. These are very plain. We just have front pockets here, and then we have some pockets in the back as well. I find these super flattering in that they don't squish me down or anything, but they just like They just have the right amount of hold. And then these are the relaxed fit. So they look like a little bit baggy right now, but with shoes, I think they would be perfect because you won't have that crease, but with shoes, I'll just be like a little bit taller. So it'll kind of just look like a wide straight leg. For me, my calves are too big to wear their regular straight pants without looking weird, so I prefer their wide leg or their relaxed fit. These are still pretty comfy to bend down in because they have a little bit of stretch, so the knees aren't too tight here, and they're the perfect fit in the waist. I just have like a teeny bit of space, but no gaping, so these would still be comfortable sitting, wearing long term. I'm definitely excited to have another color of jean besides just like a blue jean. What do you guys think of these? This is the Mara Tailored Vest square neck top. I've been seeing a lot of people wear these like little like button-up tops, like vest type shirts, and I just thought, you know, might as well try it. This paired either with some slacks or just some jeans. It's like nice little elevated, but it still is very covered. And something about me is I'm always thinking of how can I wear a bra under this top? Because while I love a good like built-in bra dress or top when it's done well, for the most part, I'd like to just be able to wear my normal everyday bras underneath my clothes. I just feel much more comfortable and there's less to think about. So I definitely think this will fully hide my top underneath. So I got a size small. We have some buttons down the front. It is kind of a rounded square neck with tank straps. It looks like it's about a hip length, which is my ideal length. I like things to hit like right where the top of my jeans hit. And then I didn't notice this, but in the back, they do have this little adjustable section. So you can kind of cinch it in a little bit. So it's not quite as boxy. It's a little bit more waist defining. And this is a polyester viscose elastane blend. Okay, so here's the top, and definitely when I took it out of the bag, I was a little bit nervous about the size because it just looks a little bit boxy in the waist area, and I have a pretty tapered waist, but I don't know if I could fit into an extra small because it is fitting really well against the bust area here, but we do have that adjustable waist area, so we'll touch that in a second. But first we have like a really wide square neckline, but my bra underneath is hiding completely, so honestly that is a win for me. I love the tank straps. They're nice and thick. Again, I can hide my bra straps under them. We have the cute little kind of tonal buttons up the front, and this is the perfect length. It's hitting like right about the top of the skirt, so you may show a tiny bit of skin lifting up your arms, but it's kind of the ideal length for me. And then here's the back. It's very plain, so I'm just going to tighten this little area here to see if I get a little bit more waist definition. And here it is after adjusting. I would say it definitely fits the waist a little bit better, but it does still flare away a little bit at the bottom. I'd say this top would be cute with a pair of jeans. I wouldn't pair it with this skirt personally, just because the materials just don't really go well together, but I think I will keep this one. I think it's like a little bit elevated. I could even wear this with some slacks for like a professional event. It's not really too much skin, but let me know what you guys think. Would you keep this? Would you return this? What are the thoughts? Clearly I was in a little bit of a vest mood because I got another one. I don't know what got into me. I literally have no vests, but now I have two. This is the Mara button-up sweater vest, and I love a good like dark light contrast moment. I feel like this black and white contrasting like piping detail is very in right now. And something about me is I do fall for the trends, okay? I am by no means a fashion girly. I'm not a trendsetter. I'm very much a follower, and I'm okay with that. We all have our strengths. Regular clothing, fashion, is just not one of my strengths, but I try. So we have this little V-neck. The buttons on this one are these little gold decorative buttons. Again, kind of looks like it'll be a hip length, and then the back is full coverage. So again, should be able to wear my bra under it. And I like that it's kind of like a thicker sweater material, but it's still short sleeve. So good for kind of more mild weather as we transition into fall. Okay, so here's the little sweater vest. I'm feeling like it's a little bit more oversized than I had expected. Generally, I prefer like a slightly more fitted top and then a little bit more volume on the bottom that just kind of works well with my body type. So I don't know if I'd maybe prefer like a slightly more fitted look here, or if I like the kind of relaxed boxy look. But anyways, this is my normal size. We have a V-neck. Again, it's hiding the bra completely underneath. The little button up front with the gold details. I feel like this will be super cute with some gold jewelry. I love the contrast piping detail as well. This is a little bit more cropped than the last one. It's actually a little bit above my belly button crop, so you definitely could be showing some skin depending on what bottoms you're wearing. Here's the view from the side. Again, just like a good amount of space if you don't want something super tight. The back is full coverage. And this is definitely not a top I'd wear in like super overwhelming heat. Like I'm in Arizona, I'm not wearing this outside in 110 degrees, but in like a nice 75 with a breeze. I think this would be a good fabric, and I like that it's like a little bit elevated a little dressier. Okay, and then I saw this dress in this pattern, and since I am going on a trip, this is just so like European travel, and it's so cute. I also just love like a simple dress that you can throw on and not really think about. So this is the Linen Blend wide strap mini dress, and I was drawn to this one because it came in 3 different lengths, and sometimes mini dresses as a tall girly are just a little bit short. So I got this in a size small tall for a little extra length. We have kind of a rounded square neckline, tank straps, and the straps are adjustable in the back as well. They're not super adjustable, but I appreciate that there's at least like a little area of adjustability. It has this kind of breathable, somewhat structured linen fabric. There's a little elasticated kind of ruched portion at the back of the top, which I like this because it helps it fit your bust a lot better if you do have a larger bust. Just gives you a little bit of extra room there without being like weirdly gapey. We have a zipper up the back and kind of a slight A-line shape. And the pattern on this one is just giving like, you know, it's just giving Italy. Here, I'm not going to Italy, but it's giving Italy vibes. Let's try it on. Okay, so here is the dress, and I'm feeling a little bit underwhelmed. I was a little bit worried about it because sometimes these kind of like boxy shaped linen dresses just don't give anything, and I'm just not liking it. I also feel like a lot of pieces today have just run like a little bit on the big side. And I definitely have experienced this with Abercrombie. Occasionally I have to size down to an extra small. So I do feel like they can run like a tiny bit big. But just starting off with the top here, first of all, I'm getting quite a bit of looseness just at the top there. Even though we have that little stretchy section back there, it's not even close to my rib cage here. So it's just kind of giving boxy, but also like kind of squishing down a little bit. And I just don't think it's really doing anything for my shape. I don't know, maybe I'm being dramatic, but I just think, see, it just kind of like all goes straight after my bust, and that's just not the shape that I like to give. So I just don't really think this one is doing what I want it to do. I do appreciate that it comes in a longer length because I could not do much shorter than this. This is kind of hitting like mid slight upper thigh. So I definitely would say if you're on the taller side, it's nice that they have this taller option. So yeah, I think this one's going back. Next, I got this fun little tee because I just feel like the berries and like the fruit vibes. I've just been very in this summer, especially with the recent Buff Bunny Juicy launch. I just feel like this is the vibe. So we got little blackberries, little cherries, blueberries, strawberries, and then it says embroidered to the fabric, summer berries. They had one, I think, that was like just cherry or something, and I really liked that one. That one was embroidered, but I think it was sold out in my size, so I got this one. It looks like it won't be like a super snug fit, but also not super oversized. It's like a softer cotton with a little bit of stretch. Let's try it on. Okay, here's the tee. I was hoping it would be a little bit more of like a baby tee fit, where it's just like a little bit more small, but it wasn't labeled as baby tee. So that's my bad. It is like a nice hip length little lightweight cotton tee though, so I'll definitely still get use out of this. I still think it's cute. We see the little berries and the little embroidered summer berries. I feel like I could have done without the embroidery there, just had the berries on the top. But I really like the material of this one. It's a cotton, but it's like a nice soft cotton, and it's very lightweight. We have short sleeves, a crew neck, and then the back is just very plain. I'd say stick true to size if you like the fit of this, just being like a little bit kind of on the loose side. But you probably could just size down and have a little bit more of that baby tee style fit. And it does have a little bit of stretch as well, so even if it's too snug in the bust area, it has that stretch to kind of compensate for that. The last 2 tops, these are the same top, so I better like it because I got 2 of them. So this is the Madeline Crew sweater tee. I initially was just gonna get the navy and white. Again, I've been into that little like contrast detailing, but this blue is just like one of my favorite colors. So I was feeling confident in this top. It's a size small. You can definitely see it's kind of a boxier shape. A crew neck with a nice like thick collar area. Short sleeves. It's just that same kind of like medium weight sweater texture of the vest that I think will just be nice for kind of like a slightly breezy day, but still summer vibes. Okay, so here's this one. So it's definitely a more boxy fit. So this is my normal size. So if you like a slightly boxy, relaxed fit, I would stick true to size. You could definitely size down if you don't want it quite as oversized, but I don't think it's like baggy oversized. The fabric has a good weight to it, so it kind of has that structure, and I feel like when you put your arms in, it just kind of forms to your body a little bit more. I like the length on this one. It goes a little bit over my hip bones here, so because it's kind of a drop shoulder, it will lift up a little bit when your arms lift up, so keep that in mind. But it's definitely covering all of my skin, front and back. This one has that kind of thickened crew neck that I think is really nice. The sweater material, it's also also not itchy at all. It's very soft. It's not like a cashmere soft, but it just has like a softer feel. And here's the back. There's really no details in the back there. It does drop a little bit lower in the back for me too. And the fabric does have a little bit of stretch to it. So I'm definitely a big fan of this material. The short sleeves go a little bit lower. They go like almost to the elbow. So again, this is another good like kind of transition to fall piece because it is a little bit warmer. Let's just quickly try on the other color. And here's the blue. This is just one of my absolute favorite colors, especially on me. I just think it like complements my skin tone nicely. It's giving a little bit like a coastal vibes with the white shorts. If only I liked the white shorts a little bit better. Hopefully I can find a pair of white shorts. They just fit a little bit better for what I'm looking for because I think this goes together really well. And if I tried to pair this top with a regular blue jean, I just feel like I would just look like too much blue. But yeah, definitely love this. I think I like the contrast stitch detail like a little bit more, but I do really like this color. So I think I'll definitely be keeping these. And lastly, the same issue I had with jeans, only having blue jeans. I also feel like I've been having that same issue with shorts. So we got a pair of white denim shorts so that I could hopefully wear a couple more top options with this. I think this would be super cute with a navy top with this, a little white piping. So these are the Curve Love High Rise Loose Shorts. So I got them in a 25. In the Abercrombie Curve Love shorts, I'm usually either a 25 or a 26, but since these are loose, I went with the 25, and I hope they're not like super loose. Like I'm okay with like slightly relaxed, but I don't know how loose we're talking. But they didn't have the white in the dad shorts, which is what I wanted. These are a 6-inch inseam short, so they're a pretty long short from what I've tried in the past. Usually I'm at like a 4 or 5 inch. Same kind of structured denim material as the full-length jeans. And then the back is very plain. We just did a video on curvy shorts. If you missed that, I'll link it down below. But the Abercrombie shorts are like always my favorite, so let's try them on. Okay, so I was definitely worried about these because they are called the loose short, and I didn't want something like completely loose. I like more of like a mom or a dad fit, and I think these are just like a little bit bigger than what I was going for. First of all, we have the 6-inch inseam, which is pretty long for me. Like 4 to 5 is plenty. If you like a longer inseam though, like it's great that they have the options. This is already a size down from some of my Abercrombie shorts, and they're still pretty big. But again, they're meant to be a loose fit. I do feel like I have a little bit too much room in the waist though, so I wasn't expecting it to be as loose there. I feel like in the back, it's just not super flattering. It's just giving a little bit baggier again than I was going for. I hoped that sizing down would make it a little bit more fitted, but again, it's my fault. I did buy a loose short. So the leg fit is super flared, so going to be very thick thigh friendly. It's very much like a loose A-line fit. We do have those back pockets. There's just like a little bit of stretch going on. And I feel like when I'm just like standing together, I don't like how much the fabric is folding in the crotch area for me. Let me know what you guys think. Is this your style? Do you like this? Or do you prefer like the mom or dad style shorts? I'm hoping that maybe those still have some stock because I would love a light colored short. A white jean short is just such a nice staple to have, but yeah. Okay, that's everything. In terms of what I'm keeping versus sending back, for me, I try to keep my like regular clothes wardrobe on the smaller side and only full of pieces that I know I will be comfortable wearing all the time. So I definitely feel like today was super hit or miss. Definitely keeping the tan jeans. Loved how those fit. Definitely keeping the lemon skirt. But everything else I'm like a little here or there on. I think I might keep that little white vest, but I also feel like it's like a little bit big. Same feelings with the black and white top. I definitely think I'll keep those little sweater short sleeve shirts just for fall. I think those will be really nice. But the dress and the white shorts, I just wasn't loving what those were doing for me. So I definitely feel like it was more miss than hit this time. Kind of always the case with online shopping. There's a good amount that goes back. So unfortunately, I don't think I have enough time before my trip to actually do any exchanges. So should have thought about this a little bit sooner, but oh well. Let me know what you thought about all of these in the comments down below, what you would keep, what you would return. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!
Places. I use Surfshark every single week. Surfshark is a virtual private network that helps map your information when you use the internet. I'm not trying to look at your internet activity. It won't know the location that you're doing it from. With a single tap, Surfshark lets you virtually travel the world by changing your eyes.
We've talked about the many struggles of finding clothes that properly fit your body on this channel, but we have not talked about the one piece of clothing that is probably the most difficult to find to fit, even more difficult than jeans, and that is bras. Call me crazy, but I am actually an underwire bra lover. I've just never been drawn to the underwire-free bras. I feel like whenever I wear them, I'm getting almost like a sports bra effect, kind of getting too compressed, and I just like the shape, support, and honestly, comfort of an underwire bra. If you've ever found a decent underwire bra, you know what I'm talking about. That being said, everyone struggles to find bras, whether you are part of the IBTC, the Itty Bitty Titty Committee, the BTC, the Big Titty Committee, whether you have a large band size or a small band size, whether you have a big difference between your band and cup, a small difference. So today I'm testing all of the best-selling and most highly recommended bras for small band, large cup sizes. For reference, I wear around a 32 Triple D, and we will get into sizing in this video as well because people love to tell you you're wearing the wrong bra size, so we actually have a whole segment on proper sizing today. I ordered every bra here in multiple sizes because if you've ever been bra shopping, you know every brand can be a little bit different. Some bras run a little bit big, some run a little bit small. This video is mostly for your everyday t-shirt style bra. I honestly like to have like one favorite bra that I wear for most things. I want to be able to wear it with a t-shirt, but also wear it with a deep V top occasionally. I don't like to have to constantly be switching out my bras. So for every bra today, we'll try it with a deep V top as well as a thin t-shirt so we can see if there are any lines, because nothing's worse when a bra kind of curves up at the inside and you just see your bra line all day. We'll also be going over coverage, adjustability, if the bra comes in expanded cup and band size ranges, such as like a 30 or a 28, and then DEF G plus. So without further ado, let's get into finding your correct bra size. So if you don't already have one of these garment tape measures, they're honestly so useful. Obviously, I use it a lot because of what I do here on YouTube, but I'll link this down below. It's super cheap and just very helpful to find your size in really any clothing, especially if you're ordering online. So if you're someone who wears bras, you're probably already familiar with the typical bust and chest measurements, but it doesn't always give you the most accurate size. So there's this very helpful tool on the internet called a Bra That Fits. It's a bra size calculator that takes into account a couple other measurements to really figure out which bra size is best for you. And I'll show myself taking these measurements, but you're going to want to take these measurements without wearing any sort of bra so that there's nothing in the way of making sure these measurements are accurate. The website has a couple diagrams on how to measure these, but I will show you how I did it in case you're a little bit more visual than just a diagram. So the first measurement will be loose underbust. So basically this is the area right where your bra band sits, and you're going to want to measure it loosely. So that means the measuring tape is not cutting into you, it's just wrapping around comfortably. The next measurement is underbust comfortably snug. So you're going to want to have the tape measure about as tight as your bra would be. So snug, but not suffocating. And then the third measurement for underbust is as tight as possible. So you're going to want to take that tape measure and act like you're wearing a corset. Super tight, it will cut in a little bit, but you want it to be as tight as it could possibly go. Next, you're going to measure your actual bust. So this is the fullest part of your bust, the largest area around your upper torso. So first you're just going to be standing. Again, you're not wearing any sort of bra for this. And you're going to want to measure it loosely. So you don't want to be squishing yourself at all. Then you're going to do the same measurement leaning over. So you're going to hinge your hip at 90 degrees and take that measurement when the girls are kind of just hanging. Again, this is loose. You don't want to be squishing them up at all. And then you're going to take your last bust measurement, again, that largest point around your bust, lying down, so everything's just going to kind of flatten where it is. Then you're going to enter those numbers all into the system. I honestly recommend doing this in centimeters rather than inches because centimeters are just a little bit more accurate. Personally, I measured myself twice. I did one measurement in inches and one in centimeters. And the first time it told me that I should be a 30 triple D. And the second time it told me I should be a 30 G, which is quadruple D. So knowing myself, I have tried bras that are a 30 band size, and personally it's just a little bit too uncomfortable for me. I've always felt much more comfortable in a 32, and you'll see in the video today I will be wearing all size 32. And the sister sizes of what I was measured to be with this calculator are either a 32 triple D or a 32 double D. So those are the two sizes that I've ordered. Your sister size is the same breast volume, just a different band size. So if you go down a band size, you go up a cup size. And if you go up a band size, you go down a cup size. So that's what I did. I think that's something that a lot of people don't understand about bras, is that when I say I have a large cup size, me being a 32 triple D is going to look a lot different than someone with a 40 triple D, because my total volume would be essentially the equivalent of like a 40 B or C. So the cup size is really just the difference between your bust measurement and your under bust measurement, and each inch is about another cup size. And keep in mind, at the end of the day, whatever bra size you want to wear is what you should wear. If you like to have your bras be a little bit on the tighter side, I think lots of people like to tell people what size bras they should wear, but at the end of the day, if you're comfortable, that's really all that matters. This can just be a good starting point for you to see maybe what size you should be. Next, I'm gonna have a little chat about overall breast shape. For reference, I have an unenhanced chest. I do not have any implants, which definitely affects the shape as well, and makes it a little bit harder to find bras because they don't support themselves. Your breast shape will also definitely impact the way bras fit you and the shape of bra that's going to work best for you. I definitely have more of a bell or teardrop shape where I don't have as much volume on the top, but I have more volume on the bottom. So I find bras that have a slight triangular shape to even more of a balconette style bra to fit me the best. Bras that have the same volume, 360 for me, I tend to notice not filling out the bra as much on the top, but I still overall do prefer a full coverage bra for every day. So today we have mostly full coverage t-shirt style bras. Without further ado, let's get into it. We have a ton of bras to try today. I'm not good at making short videos, so if you need to skip around to which bras you've been looking for, I completely understand. Timestamps will all be down below. So first I want to start with two bras that I have worn for years and years. So these are not new to me. And I have briefly mentioned these bras on this channel before. So I bought these on a whim from an ad when I was in college, and it's still one of the best bras that I've ever found. First, we have the Third Love 24/7 Classic T-shirt bra. So I have this in a 32 double D and a half. They come in half cup sizes in some of their bras, and this is honestly the best bra to ever fit me, as well as the 32 triple D. You'll also notice throughout this video that I mostly wear nude bras because, again, I want one bra for all occasions. So I like a nude bra because it just hides under everything. So this bra is $72, but I can say that I've had this bra for at least 4 years now, wearing it constantly, and it has not stretched out at all, and it's still good as new, which is not what I can say about some of these other bras. So this bra does have underwire, as are all of our bras today, and it is meant as a t-shirt bra, so it's supposed to be smoothly hiding underneath shirts. It's made of a nylon spandex, and it's a slightly shiny material, so this does kind of slip nicely underneath shirts, so your bra doesn't cling to your shirt. The cups are just a single thin layer, and they're very moldable to your body. That's one thing I love about this bra. Every time you move, the bra actually moves with you instead of kind of like projecting out if you like lie down. But I will say the cups occasionally can be a little bit thin because when I'm really cold, you can definitely see some nippage. We have a 3-hook closure in the back. And then we get to the one thing about this bra that I don't like, which is the straps. I've never had a bra strap fall down more than this, and it kills me because I love this bra so much. And the one thing is if they could fix these straps. So on the front half of the bra, the strap has this interesting like ladder detail, which I feel like, why didn't we just make it a smooth strap? It's a t-shirt bra, you want it to be smooth under your shirt. And then the strap is adjustable, but it's only adjustable halfway in the back, and it's almost too easy to adjust this strap. You can see how easily I am adjusting it right now. And because of that, if I tighten this all the way, which is how tight that I need it to be, as I'm wearing it, it slowly loosens throughout the day. So that's why the straps fall down. So I still wear it in spite of this because it fits me so well, but I definitely could use a little improvement on the straps. So let's try these two on. Okay, here's the Third Love Double D and a half, and like I was saying, this one just fits me better than any bra has ever fit. According to the bra size chart that I used, I was basically right in between 32 double D and 32 triple D, so that's exactly what this is, and I love the fit of it. First of all, the area between the underwire sits flat against my chest, and then the underwire sits very smoothly against my chest as well, so just kind of conforms to my body exactly how it should. There is a little bit of a seam at the end of the cup pad here, but I don't find it to be super visible under shirts. Again, we have that kind of stepladder detail of the straps that I just wish wasn't there. It's not adding anything to the bra, I just don't really understand what the point is. And again, the cups on this bra really move with you. So if you move one way, the cup almost moves with you, so you don't get as much gaping, but you also don't get quite as much shaping. So I find this a very comfortable bra for every day. It goes up well into the armpits, and then this area back here is very smooth, but I wouldn't say it's like super smoothing. Honestly, I've never had a bra that doesn't make my lats like gape a little bit here. This one does have 2 hooks. I have it on the middle closure, and then I have the straps tightened all the way, and they will loosen up within the next like 30 minutes. Overall coverage with this one, I would say medium to full coverage, maybe more of like a 70% coverage, a little bit less than the Felina. I would say the shape it gives is mostly round, but it also just kind of shapes to your body. And then again, I think it's a pretty medium set. It's not too wide, not too narrow. Here we have the Triple D, and I would say that this one fits. It just gives a little bit more space if you're someone who just likes a little bit more breathing room. I feel like the other one just fits me so well with no gaping and no spillage that's just my preference. This one I definitely can notice occasionally if I move in certain ways. I do get a little bit of gaping, even though it molds to you pretty well. So I think that's what's so great about Third Love, especially this bra, is that it does come in half sizes, so you don't have to do a lot of, you know, compromising on what size fits you best. My second go-to bra is the Felina Aubrey bra. I first tried this bra in, I think like literally high school, maybe high school. And I have repurchased it so many times since. So this bra is listed as $48 on their website, but I've bought it on Amazon for like a 2-pack for like $60 before, so I'll link what I can down below. I'm currently wearing the bra in a 32 Triple D. This is a 32 Double D. I have both sizes for comparison. So this one is also listed as having memory foam cup, but on this one compared to the last one, it's a very structured bra. So honestly, I love it for undershirts because it just keeps its shape really well. And it has a softer feel. It's not as silky, so it can grip to shirts a little bit more, which sometimes is a good thing. If you're wearing a deep plunging V, it kind of like sticks to the shirt so that the bra doesn't kind of slip out underneath your shirt. It's super full coverage, and the straps can be adjusted and removed in the front as well as the back. So you can crisscross them, you can remove the straps entirely, you can do whatever you want. The straps also stay adjusted really well. They're a little bit thicker than your normal strap too. And the strap adjusts the entire length of the strap. So you have a ton of adjustability here. And we have 3 layers of 3 hooks for optimal adjustability. With all of your bras, you should be starting on the loosest hook, and then after they stretch out over time, you should be going down to the smaller hooks. And one thing I can say about this bra in comparison to the Third Love bra is that this one does stretch out. It's worth it. I feel like I only have to repurchase it maybe every 2 years, but you'll definitely start to notice some wear and tear, especially if you're like me. This is my go-to daily, like every single day bra, and I've probably repurchased it 5 times. But even though it has this structure, the fabric can kind of deteriorate a little bit, especially around the strap up here. So over time, I definitely feel like this one does experience some wear and tear. Let's try it on. Okay, so here we are with the 32 Triple D. So this one, the underwire sits under my bust really well. It doesn't feel like it's popping up anywhere. It just kind of feels like the band size is really good for me. The cups are very structured with this one, so even if you move, the cups kind of maintain their shape. It doesn't mold to your body as much, but again, that's a personal preference whether you like that or not. Sometimes I like that, sometimes I don't look for that. This one I have had for a couple months now, maybe even a year, and I have definitely noticed a little bit of stretching out with this one. So I do get a little bit of gaping gaping right at the base there and a tiny bit right at the top. And I definitely notice when I'm like lying down on the couch and, you know, you lean to one side and the volume kind of shifts a little bit. I definitely notice some gaping there. Again, because this isn't molding to my bust, so the cups kind of stay and then I kind of move within it, but I never fall out or anything. This is a full coverage bra. I'd say I'm 80% covered in this one. I love the straps on this one. They are a thicker elastic strap. They never cause me any discomfort. They never slide off. They stay in place really well. And you can remove the front area and twist that, or you can also remove the back and twist that. I currently have this one on the middle hook. Again, I've had it for a while, so I started on the loosest one and now I'm at the middle. This one does have some lace detailing at the bottom here, so it's not completely smooth, which it's like occasionally visible under shirts, but for the most part, it's not. In terms of the overall shape, I definitely would say it's a rounded shape. That's one reason I love this bra. I just always feel like the shape it gives me is really good. I also think it's good for just a medium set chest, not too wide, not too narrow. And the padding is thin but structured. So let's try on the tops. So this top is pretty plunging, but one reason I like this bra is that it does hide under it well. And like I mentioned, the bra kind of sticks to the shirt so that when you move around, the shirt isn't like exposing the bra. Without really adjusting much, I do see a tiny peep of the bra right here and then a little bit in the shoulder area. So this one does go up into the armpit region a good amount. Not that it's cutting into me, but just good side boob coverage there. And then while I don't find this one uncomfortable for all day wear, I wouldn't say it has any sort of smoothing effects for the back area. If you're someone who gets like little back rolls, things like that, I wouldn't say this prevents that. And here's the 32 Double D. I bought this one because I had been wearing the Triple D for a while and just noticed those little gaping areas. And instead of thinking, okay, the bra stretched out, I thought maybe I should try a size down, but I definitely am spilling out of this one in a way that when I wear that shirt over top, you would see kind of like a double boob situation going on. So I do think that I prefer the Triple D in this case. So you can really see with this little shirt on, the little protrusion that's going on with the Double D. So. The next bra I got a ton of recommendations for. This is the Soma Vanishing 360 Perfect Coverage Bra. And again, I got a 32 Double D and 32 Triple D. The fabric is also a nylon spandex blend, so you're getting a little bit more of a shiny look, similar to the Third Love bra. And the under shoulder and back portion of the bra is actually made of a bonded fabric here. So it's basically 2 layers of the fabric glued together that gives you extra support, but it's also a very seamless look. So this can help smooth everything out. We've seen this on this channel before in like certain legging waistbands to really give you a lot of compression and a very smooth look. The straps are not removable on this one, but they are adjustable along the whole strap, and they're also adjustable in the front of the bra, which is so helpful because I'll constantly be asking my fiance to adjust my bra straps for me because I can't do that by myself and I don't want to always have to take off my bra to adjust the straps. So this is super convenient. This bra definitely has a good amount of structure and doesn't feel like the pads are going to mold to your body quite as much as the Third Love bra. But again, that could be a good or a bad thing. Sometimes I just want my bra to have that support and structure. And then we also have that same kind of bonded detail on the inside of the bra here. So it's nice and seamless. And the area that's actually touching your breast is actually a little bit more brushed and soft on the inside. And we have 4 different rows of 3 hooks in the back. So it's very adjustable. And something to note on the 32 Triple D, we have thicker straps and 3 hooks, but on the Double D, we actually have slightly thinner straps and only 2 levels of hooks. So I'm not sure if that's a difference between the jump of a double to a triple, or if it would change with the band size as well, but I just thought I would mention it for these specifically. Let's try them on. Okay, here's the Soma bra. This is the 32 Double D. First of all, the cups have a nice sleek shape and it has a seamless edge here. We'll see with the t-shirt if you can see that at all. I don't think you will be able to. I noticed like a little area where I feel like it's kind of collapsing slightly under the bust here. It doesn't feel bad, it's just something that I'm seeing. I love that the straps are adjustable in the front. That's so nice. I don't know why we make them adjust in the back. It's not like you really see that. Since this is the smaller size, I do have some spillage coming out of it. It should transition seamlessly from the cup to my chest, which it's not, so we'll try the other size. We do have good coverage up into the side boob area, and then I believe the reason why this bra is so popular is this smoothing effect back here. So honestly, with any bra, it has to be tight enough under your bust for it to provide support, so you're always going to get it squishing into your skin a little bit. I think this is going to be pretty minimally visible, but you're always going to get a little bit of bulge if you have any sort of volume back here, whether it be muscle or fat, it's going to bulge a little bit. So I don't know when we started caring about bra bulge, but personally it's not something I really care about when looking for a bra. And then I have this on the loosest hook back here. And here's the 32 Triple D. And I definitely think this bra is just maybe a little bit too wide set for me, or something is going on. First of all, the coverage is pretty full. I'd say a good 80 to 85%. But even in this size, I still have a little bit more volume here, and the bra wants to cut in a little bit too much there. So this wouldn't be my personal choice. I definitely think it's a little bit better for a more wide set chest. That being said, I still think this would be my size of choice just because I don't have the same amount of spillage that I did in the other one. I still love the straps. Notice they are a little bit thicker on the 32 Triple D. And then I'm getting a little bit more collapse down here, but I can't really bring the bra up anymore. And then we still have that smoothing effect in the back. So this one wouldn't be my personal choice just because of the shape. I also think it's giving a little bit more pointy of a structure, and this is a more structured shape. It doesn't mold to your body as much, so it's just given a little bit too pointy. I like a more rounded profile, but still very solid bra if this is something you're looking for. The next bra we have is the Skims Fits Everybody t-shirt bras. I always see people talking about Skims, and you know what? They have a pretty good size range and a ton of different nude colored options for every skin tone, so I really hope these are good. They come in band size 30 to 44 and cup sizes A through H. I will say if you click on the band size 30 though, it only comes in A through D. And then once you get to 32, then it goes up to H. So I think their 30 band size definitely takes a little bit of a hit there, which is something I noticed when I was clicking through. This bra is $54, which honestly, when you have a larger cup size, you know you're just spending a good 50 plus on a bra, so really not too bad. We definitely have more expensive bras today. I actually got two different colors here. I got clay, which is slightly lighter, and ochre, which is slightly darker, and it's almost like a foundation range of nudes, which is really nice if you truly want your nude bra to be hiding. Clay is a 32 Double D, and this one is the 32 Triple D. The fabric is a polyamide elastane, and it has a matte appearance to it, and it's slightly soft to the touch, and they are lightly padded molded cups. The straps are adjustable along the whole strap, and the back strap can be removed to make them crisscrossed. It's pretty snug in there though. In the strap adjustment section definitely has some grip to it, so I'm hopeful that these stay up pretty well. We have 3 rows of 2 hooks on this one, and the underbra area is pretty stretchy as well. I'm not seeing any areas where this could really cut into you, so let's try it on. Okay, so here's the Fits Everybody 32 Triple D. Honestly, I already know that the Double D is going to be too small, so I definitely feel like Skims runs a teeny bit on the smaller side. So the band is fitting really well. I have it on the loosest setting, which is where you should start with your bras. I really like the straps. They're like an elasticated, soft material, so they do have some stretch to them. This is a more structured shape, so it's not going to mold to your body as much, but it is going to hold its structure. In terms of the shape though, I would say it's more of a round to flattened shape. Like the Felina bra has a little bit more of a projected round shape, while this one is almost kind of like squishing you in a little bit more. I do have the teeniest bit of spillage going on right on the inside here, but then if I move in certain ways, the top gapes a little bit. So like I said before, my shape is a little bit more bottom heavy. So if I'm gonna gape anywhere, it's going to be like right where the cup meets the strap. So I'd say this one doesn't fit me perfectly, but I don't see how I could do any other size. I just think it's a shape issue. I think this is almost a little bit more wide set, and I have a little bit more volume in the middle, but overall this is still the size I would pick. It does go pretty good into the armpit area, and this area is very soft and has a good amount of stretch to it, but there is a little bit of a seam at the bottom, so you will get a teeny bit of cutting in. And like I mentioned before, the straps are removable in the back, so you can crisscross them and they're fully adjustable. So there's a lot of adjustability here. Because this one's a little bit on the wider side, I question maybe if I did like a 30 band size and went up a cup size, if that would work, but the 30 does not come in any cup size above a D, so that wouldn't work for me. So let's try on the double D just for reference so that you guys can see and help pick your sizing, because again, everyone has different preferences on how they want things to fit. And here's the 32 double D. Again, we have those skinnier straps. It's crazy to me the jump that they do with just one size, like they change the entire bra. Like I wonder if they have these changes from like an A to a C, but I'm definitely getting quite a bit of spilling out of this one, so definitely the size up was a little bit better for me. Then I got one more bra from Skims because I was just kind of curious. I got the Fits Everybody plunge bra. And like I said, I mostly wear a full coverage t-shirt bra on the day-to-day, but sometimes it's nice to have a plunge. So this one is also $54, and basically this is just more of a demi coverage. It has the same size range as the last bra. The straps are thinner on this one as well, and they are adjustable, but I do worry they're a little bit thin. I guess that's nice for hiding under, you know, spaghetti strap shirts, because I'm used to my bra straps being pretty thick. Whenever I wear a spaghetti strap, you basically have to go strapless. And then we still have 3 layers of 2 hooks in the back. Actually, we are seeing a difference between the double D and triple D. This is the double, this is the triple, and the straps are thicker on the triple. Is that like a normal thing for them to just jump from one size to another? I feel like they never really mention that on the website. Let's try one. So here is the plunge bra. This is the 32 triple D, and I had a feeling that this one may be a struggle. I don't know. For some reason, these like plunging style bras, as well as like any push-up bra, I have like never owned a push-up bra, because all they do is create this like crazy amount of spillage, and it just doesn't feel right. So this should fit me similarly to the Fits Everybody t-shirt bra in the same size, just with less coverage, but I feel like I'm just spilling out of the side more than I should. And I understand it's only half coverage, but instead of, again, a smooth transition from the cup to my bust, it just kind of like comes in and then I spill out. So someone let me know in the comments, am I just shopping for the wrong bras? Are there bras out there that have less coverage that don't do this? Like, it could just also be my shape. My girls, again, they just kind of conform to whatever they're feeling like. So if they're not given the full shape, they usually just kind of do their own thing. So anyways, the coverage on this one, it's pretty low, but I'm still definitely in there. Like, I don't think I'm at risk of any like wardrobe malfunctions, even though it is quite scooped. I would say we're at like 50% coverage here. The bottom band is fitting well. This is the same material as the Fits Everybody. This is the triple D, so the straps are slightly thicker and they're elasticated with a little bit of a soft feeling, so they're very comfortable. I don't see them sliding off. Pretty good coverage on the side here. And again, this area is stretchy, but it does have a little seam there, so you will see a little bit digging in, but it's not too bad. And then I have it on the loosest hook back here. I'd say overall this does give a little bit of shape. It's similar to the last bra where it's kind of like flat to round, not completely round, and it is still a more structured shape. Maybe if this one was more of a molded shape, kind of like the Third Love bra, we wouldn't get this kind of gaping issue, but we'll quickly quickly try on the 32 double D, even though it's definitely going to be too small, just for reference. So this bra came highly recommended by you guys. This is the Freya Deco bra. It's $65. It comes in black and nude. And again, normally I like nude, but it didn't come in my size, or at least was sold out. It comes in as small as a 28 band size and up to a 38. And it goes from double D to double G, which is a US J apparently. So this one has a crazy range, and it definitely is made for the small band size, large cup size girlies. And this bra has some structure going on. I can already tell I'm gonna like this one. Listen, my girls kind of take on whatever shape of the bra that they're in. So if I can find a bra that, you know, lifts and rounds them, I'm happy. So this one is a 32 triple D. I believe I got a double as well. And it has a silkier, shiny appearance on the outside. The cups have some good structure to them, but they are just one thin layer. There's no layer of padding or anything. It is a plunging neckline, as we can see here, which honestly is nice. We'll see how that works with our V-neck top. It has a little bow detail in the front, and then the straps almost have a lace-like look. It's an elastane nylon polyester blend. And the straps are adjustable, but they're very difficult to adjust, which I see as a good thing, because that means when you adjust it, it's gonna stay there. Here's a close-up of the lace on that strap. I could see this being a little bit itchy, and it has just a tiny bit of give to it, but it's not really a stretchy, soft strap. The side is that same kind of nylon sleek material. And then we have 3 layers of 2-hook closure in the back. Let's try it on. Okay, this bra is literally magical. I have not put on a bra in a while and been like impressed. The things that it's doing, it is just defying gravity in every way. And it's not even a push-up bra. Like there's no push-up padding. It's just one thin layer of structured padding, but she's doing things. So thank you to everyone who recommended this bra, because I will for sure be trying to get it in the nude color now, because I just don't really wear black. But first of all, this is the 32 triple D. And when I'm like at my best posture, feel like it fits perfectly. If I'm like slouching a little bit and kind of moving like that, I do get a little gaping, but when I'm like upright and everything, it just kind of is lifting everything up. And this is what I'm talking about with some of the bras. It lifts everything up, but then still kind of like makes my girls like follow the shape instead of like squeezing them in and gaping out. I do think this bra runs a little bit bigger than some of the other ones, so we're gonna see how the double D is. It might be slightly better, but this is a plunging bra, but it still has good coverage. Like I would say the coverage is still like 75%, but it goes down so low in the middle, and it just has such great structure to it. You can tell this bra just has a lot of good things going on in the design. The band at the bottom is very solid. I do feel like it could be kind of lipping out a little bit here, which makes it maybe slightly visible under the t-shirt, so we will see. And the straps have very little give to them, but if you're someone who loves a bra that lifts, you're honestly going to like these straps, because it just gives you that lift, and the straps are not moving at all, so they're just kind of like locked and loaded in there. But I definitely wouldn't say this is the most comfortable bra. Could I wear it all day? Sure, but it's not really something that I would see myself lounging in. At the side, we do have the logo. I think it's a little bit bold, especially for a black bra to have this bright white tag, and it's not a tearaway tag or anything, so I just think that kind of cheapens the look a little bit. Pretty good coverage into the side boob area. And then this back area is like a nylon kind of stretchier mesh, and it is pretty snug. I have it on the loosest setting, and I definitely couldn't tighten it anymore, so I would definitely say the band area maybe runs a tiny bit small. But yeah, let's pop on the double D and just see how that goes. Okay, the girls are girling in this bra. This is like literally magical. Like, they don't even look real right now. Like, the lift it's giving without having any push-up padding is actually insane. So I'm definitely liking the Double D better. So I would say maybe runs a little bit big. I just feel like with this one, it's giving me that lift, and I still feel like the girls are kind of like pushed up, but they're not in like a gaping way. It just kind of like is holding them nicely. I will say I may have like a little bit of spillage out of the side here, but honestly, sometimes it's nice to not have the bras go so far into the armpit area, because a lot of shirts don't go that far, and then you're constantly seeing the bra on the side there. So in reality, I'm probably between the double and the triple D, which is kind of the story with most of these bras. But yeah, these straps are just like locked and loaded. I just adjusted them, and they're a little bit stiff to adjust, which honestly is a good thing. Like, they're staying put. So I'm a big fan of this one. The shape is definitely a rounded shape, lots of projections, so definitely not just like squishing you down. And I feel like this would be super flattering underneath kind of more low cut tops. So I didn't know you could do this with a bra without being a push-up bra. Amazing. Last bra we have is the Wacol Simply Done t-shirt bra, and I remember having a Wacol bra, I think in middle school. You know, growing up and developing early was honestly very hard. I jumped from like an A to a D in like a year, and I was wearing all these ill-fitting bras, and it was just so difficult. And my mom was constantly taking me to Nordstrom Rack, and we were always looking at bras, and Wacol was one of them, and this bra fit me so well for so long until I finally grew out of it. And it was a sad day because I never found one again that worked for me. So I'm very excited about this one. So this bra is $74. Again, I got it in a 32 double D and triple D. And the band size range goes from 32 to 42, C through G. So the back of the bra is a shinier nylon spandex material, and the cups are a polyester spandex, almost like a shinier mesh. And these have a similar kind of molded memory foam shape to the Third Love bra. So I can just tell this is going to be very moldable to your shape. If you like something that just kind of allows your breast to be whatever shape that it is and just kind of give you a layer of coverage on top of that. It is a full coverage bra, and it almost has a slight teardrop shape, which I definitely think will work for me. The straps adjust to a little metal D-ring here, and the straps are a little bit slippery. They're a little bit slippery, so I'll keep you updated on how these go, but in the back of the strap can be removed to make it crisscross. Something I noticed is that in the triple D, there's this little mesh layer on the inside. There's actually not any additional padding, but there's just this layer, and the double D does not have that. So I found that interesting. The triple D has 3 layers of 3 hooks, and the double D has 3 layers of 2 hooks. The double D also has a slightly thinner strap. Let's try them on. Okay, here's the triple D. Honestly, sitting really well against the bottom here, and everything feels good up until about the top area. And this is probably what we discussed before, where I'm a little bit more bottom heavy. So because this is so full coverage, I just don't really have the volume to fill it up here. So the double D is just working a little bit better, even though I actually don't think this one is like too bad depending on your shape. If you do have a fuller upper bust, you may want to go with the larger of the 2 sizes if you're in between. But if you're more like me and you carry more towards the bottom of your bust, then I would go with the smaller of the 2 sizes. But this is honestly an amazing bra. Like, just, it's definitely like a full coverage, just like nothing exciting about it moment. But the exciting part is that it fits so comfortably. Like, this just fits like it was made for my body, and it just molds to you, and just very, very comfortable. Okay, here is the 32 double D. This tag so kindly wants to sit. But this bra, if you are looking for a full coverage t-shirt bra to like, just like cover them all up and just keep everything so contained, like this feels like it was made for my body. So it has that flexible, really moldable memory foam padding that really moves with you. So it's very similar to the Third Love, but the Third Love was more of a almost like demi balconette shape. It's still technically like a full coverage bra, but this one's a little bit more of a teardrop shape and even more full coverage. This one is like 95% coverage, like nothing is coming out of this one. The base here is just like a smooth mesh, and the sides is a really nice silky, very soft fabric. This is feeling very soft against my skin, especially after that Freya bra that was a little more stiff and lifting. This is like more of a relaxed, comfortable bra. The base here is sitting pretty flat against my skin. There's a little gold decal moment going on, and I like how the straps kind of attach with this instead of being sewn directly to the bra. I feel like this is going to help it last longer, and the straps are adjustable. In terms of the side profile, I would say it's more of like a rounded flat instead of a rounded. Again, it just kind of is letting your girls do what they want to do. I will say though, it was a little bit cold in here the other day, and I was trying this on just to do some pre-review notes that I do, and the headlights were on and you could see them. So with this kind of more moldable padding, it's not fully protecting you from any nippage if that's a concern. This does go pretty far into the armpit area, but again, it's not uncomfortable. And then I do have this one on the loosest hook. So we'll try this one in the Triple D as well, but I honestly don't really feel like there's a need for it. I'm not really getting any spillage here. It does cut in right in the middle here, but I wouldn't say that this is like spilling out. It's just the way the bra is. So this is definitely not feeling too small for me in any way. So if anything, this bra runs slightly on the bigger side since I'm kind of in between the two sizes. Okay guys, that is it for the video. That was honestly my first review of any actual bras, so I hope you guys enjoyed. I tried to make it as detailed as I could. Honestly, we already were choosing from the best of the best bras, so really none of them disappointed me. I would say that the Soma one didn't really work for my specific shape and what I was going for, as well as the Skims plunge bra. And the Skims bras in general, I would say, were just okay for me. Would I still wear them? Sure, but I don't think they were the best. Honestly, I'm gonna keep wearing my Third Love bra, my Felina bra, even though they stretch out. Sometimes you just like what you know. I'm definitely gonna snag the Freya Deco bra in that nude color, as well as keeping that Wacoal bra. Those are bra companies that make bras specifically for larger cup sizes, so they just haven't worked out. Let me know if you guys have tried any bras that you absolutely love down below. And if you did enjoy this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
Way to go, Kathryn. You're amazing.
That felt like one of the most superficial, boring, and generic movies I've ever seen. This feels like a real dark era for Walt Disney Pictures, when I feel like they were making live-action theatrical movies, but they weren't necessarily a big part of their business when you compare them to like direct-to-video sequels.
After the absolute disaster that was Kylie Swim, I can't be the only one who's surprised that Kylie Jenner dove back into swimwear, and we now have swimwear from her brand called Kai. This is actually my first time trying Kai, but I was a victim of Kylie Swim. I've tried Skim Swim, so I'm no stranger to the Kardashian brands. So today we're gonna see if Kylie has redeemed herself and actually has come out with some swimwear that maybe has more than a finger's width of coverage for the downstairs, maybe isn't single-lined and incredibly sheer, and hopefully just has some functionality. The website had a 10 item limit, so I was only able to get 10 things, so I definitely prioritized the swimwear over the cover-ups. And I haven't opened anything yet because I really wanted it to be my first impressions as well. There's definitely a much bigger range of coverage, styles, functionality, at least in appearances, compared to Kylie Swim. So first of all, let's talk about pricing compared to Kylie Swim. So I actually did purchase Kylie Swim. I don't have any of it anymore, and it's no longer available. It was a one-time drop, never to be seen again. It was all through like KylieJenner.com too. She didn't even like really create much of a brand to sell it, so it all just felt like very much like a cash grab and not as much thought was put into it. And although this is my first time trying Kai, I think that this brand just has a little bit more thought put into it. Like, it actually is a clothing brand that has been around for a little while, and now it's coming out with swimwear, rather than just waking up one day and being like, we're gonna do micro swimwear with single-lined sheer fabrics. That being said, I was surprised to see the pricing of this. The tops are between $36 and $40. The bottoms are all under $40, and the one pieces are around like $75 to $80. In general, I think swimwear is incredibly overpriced. I've even seen some deep dives on TikTok into the markups of swimwear, and they have way higher margins than regular clothing, so I don't understand why we are just accepting to spend this much money on swimwear. I do understand that I'm part of the problem because I did buy these, but normally I don't spend this much money on swimwear, or I try not to. But anyways, I looked back at what I spent on Kylie Swim, and the swim tops were $40, the bottoms were $40, and the one pieces were $80. So while that's not significantly more expensive for how low quality those pieces were compared to what I'm hopefully expecting today, at least a little bit better, I'm surprised to see that Kylie Swim is actually more expensive than Kai. In terms of coverage as well, Kylie Swim was definitely marketed as micro swimwear, which I get I may not have been the target audience for that because I do actually expect to swim in my swimwear, or at least be able to move slightly in my swimwear. It wasn't possible in Kylie Swim. And while there definitely are like teeny bikini options in this Kai swimwear, there are also some more functional looking options, as well as a pretty full coverage one piece that we picked up today that kind of gives like retro vibes, already appealing to more coverage preferences of people, which is just like a win right off the bat. And hopefully we'll have more than single lined swimwear today. So let's get into trying all the swimwear. If you're liking this review, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already. And let's dive in. So there were a couple different color options. Honestly, the colors were kind of reminding me of Kylie Swim, and that we're getting like that kind of like orangey, pinky sunset vibes. So there was some cherry red, some sunset orange, some brown, and some black. And those were the main colors that Kai Swim was coming in. So we're going to start off with the scoop neck bikini top. And just a little side note, I like that the bags didn't like completely fall apart as soon as I ripped it open. So I got everything in a size small. That's what I got in Kylie Swim as well. And just based on my experience with swimwear, that's what fits me. All the measurements are in the description down below. Okay, so these are very much first impressions. This is the scoop neck bikini top in the color Sunset, and I got a size small. So right off the bat, I'm having trouble figuring out which side is the front and which is the back. I think this one is the front. So the first thing we're noticing here is that they are indeed double lined, which means we have a layer of fabric on the outside and on the inside. Like I was saying, Kylie Swim was one single layer on the outside and it was pretty awful. The outer material is a polyester spandex and the lining is a nylon spandex, and they are sewn together, so this is not a completely seamless swimsuit, which I actually prefer. I find that with these seamless edge swimsuits, the edges roll a lot and they don't stay in place very well. So as long as this is stretchy, that's okay with me. It actually looks like it may be seamless along the bottom, but along the armpit area and everything else, there are seams. This is definitely less coverage than I was expecting. This is going to be pretty small, but we have a flat across band, kind of a deep V, tank straps, so this is definitely a little bit more sporty of a shape than like a classic triangle swimsuit. The material does feel like a classic swimwear material. It's a little bit shiny, it feels very lightweight, it has some stretch to it, and while I'm definitely feeling like this is better than Kylie Swim so far, I think $40 is a lot for what this is. Like, there's really no structure to it. It doesn't feel that great. I'm a little bummed that there is no removable cup padding, because that can definitely help with sheerness. And if we look at the side in here, there definitely seems to be some weird kind of gathering of the fabric, and it's just not sitting super smoothly. So I'm not sure how good the construction is, but let's try this one on. Okay, so I'll just tell you right now that this is the most coverage of a top that we're getting in this video, and it's not enough. So before anyone tells me to size up, as soon as I size up, the band is going to be too loose and I'm going to be falling out the bottom, because I'm already starting to fall out the bottom a little bit. So this one is not large cup size friendly. I would say, you know, we're getting ahead of ourselves here, but like nothing's large cup size friendly, which I don't understand, because Kylie has a larger chest. I know she has implants, but still, we want some coverage going on. Like, she's a mom. I don't get it. Anyways, we have that little seam along the bottom, but it's not really helping with the spillage down there. I'd say overall this is low coverage. Again, the picture on the website made it look like it was going to have more coverage, so I'm a little bit bummed there. I'm also just bummed with like the lack of any padding in here. I like to have the option of removable cups when I can. This is a very comfortable swimsuit. None of these straps or any seams are cutting into me or anything. Everything's pretty comfortable. I still feel like I'm getting some weird wrinkling on the side there, like the seams were just not quite done right there. Not large cup size friendly. I also have questions about if this one's sheer. So we'll see if this one holds up to water. And then the back, I'm not loving the back. I feel like I could use more of like a scoop back instead of this triangle back because it just kind of looks like I'm wearing it backwards. Like something's off with this back design. I also feel like it does cut a little bit close to the lats here. I do my fair share of lat pull downs, so we're getting cut in a little bit there, but it's not uncomfortable. It's just like, I just notice it now that I turn around. So yeah, I liked this one in theory, but if it had a little bit more structure, maybe a little bit more room for the girls, I'd be on board. But unfortunately, the way it is right now, it's gonna be a pass. Then I got two different bottoms to match the sunset top. I have the high rise bikini bottoms and then the high waist bikini bottoms. Let's start out with the high rise. So I got this in a size small and it's $36. So again, this is double lined. This is definitely a more minimal coverage bottom. We don't have a lot of fabric looking from the front here, but I'm okay with the minimal coverage bottom. I would say this definitely looks better than what we had with Kylie Swim. I like that this is a high leg swimsuit. I find that to be very flattering. Same material as the top. And if we remember Kylie Swim, the coverage down there was very, very minimal. It was super thin. It's definitely not wide girl friendly down there. So I will compare this to just a regular swimsuit I have in my closet just to see how that is. And when I tried Kylie Swim, the hygiene liners were literally wider than the Kylie Swim little coverage area down there. So this brand is definitely more thought out because we have custom liners that say Kai on them, but they're kind of more thong shaped down here. They're definitely not covering like the whole area down there. So just be a little cautious. Just comparing the bottom coverage, I put the Kai bikini over top of a Pop Flex swimsuit, and you're definitely getting a little bit more coverage on the Pop Flex one. It's definitely not as crazy as Kylie Swim. And then I also have an Abercrombie bikini. Let's just compare that. Now laying it over top an Abercrombie bikini that I have, the coverage is basically the same. So here's a close-up of the Kai over the Abercrombie, and you can see it's really not that much less. So I definitely don't think it's made for wider girls down there, but I think we're a little bit closer to the industry standard for lip width down there than we were before. So let's try these on. Okay, so here are the bottoms. And honestly, I really like how these are fitting on me. I really like the leg line. I like the overall shape. It's definitely lower coverage in the back, but it's not like thong level. So let's quickly chat about these. First of all, they definitely have a lower rise. These are not a high rise swimsuit. They're just a high leg line. So it goes from a low rise and then comes up onto the hip bones here. And like we talked about, there are seams along the edges here. They're not cutting in anywhere though. They're just preventing the swimsuit from rolling. So I prefer to have these lines than to be completely seamless. In terms of front coverage, I would say moderate to full front coverage. I feel pretty covered down there. I really don't feel like we're gonna have any mishaps, so I would feel comfortable doing activity in this swimsuit, at least the bottoms, not the top. This is a high cut leg line without me having to really pull it up too much, so I really like that. I think it's very elongating on the legs. It goes up and over the hips here. And then, like I said, in the back, it's definitely a lower coverage. I feel like this might go up the cheeks a little bit back there, so definitely expect low coverage in the back. Although it's not rolling, it could just kind of like get up there. I also would say this is true to size. These fit like most of my small swimsuit bottoms. When I'm wearing these right now, I'm not feeling any quality issues or anything. So I'd say these ones are good, and definitely this is like what I look for in a swimsuit bottom. One more coverage option I saw for the sunset bottoms. We have the high waist bikini bottoms in sunset, and these were $34. Definitely a good amount more coverage on these. Instead of being like a low waist with a high leg, they're just overall a high rise. We have that same material. We have a seamless edge around the top. The leg opening does have a little bit of a seam, which definitely helps with rolling. And again, they're just kind of using the same like thong shaped hygiene liner for all of the bottoms, when I feel like it should cover just a little bit more of the swimsuit. Normally it's kind of like more panty liner shaped where it kind of goes in and then out again. This is just tapering down and then ending, so just it's not giving a lot of protection down there, which this is something that you remove, so it's like not a big deal, but I'm just mentioning it. Let's try these on. Okay, here we have these bottoms, and honestly, so far, so good with the bottoms. Like, I feel like she's really trying to bring us multiple coverage options, multiple rise heights, and just like, you know, we got a range with the bottoms. So these I would say are a mid to high rise. They're almost at the belly button, so it just kind of depends on your own definition. I do have a long torso. We do have a seam at the top here, so there is a possibility of some cutting in at the top. I'd say it's not really bad, but if you carry more weight in the midsection, you might get a little bit of cutting in there, so just keep that in mind. The front coverage on this one is full. Like, nothing's coming out there. Really impressed with the front coverage here. So this one is a high rise, but it's not quite as high on the leg as the last ones we tried. My hip bone is right here, so it's almost there, but it's not like a super high cut leg line, so I still prefer the other ones. And then the coverage in the back here is honestly pretty good. I would say this is a solid mid to full coverage. I don't feel like this is super cheeky. We have that little seam there that I don't think is cutting in really, but it's just kind of keeping the swimsuit there. So yeah, this one isn't my personal favorite style. I prefer the other one, but I think these bottoms look very functional. I would be totally comfortable doing any sort of swim activities and not needing to adjust this extensively. I think this one is definitely like a solid bottom for people looking for a little bit more coverage. It's not going to be full coverage, but it's something. That's saying a lot coming from Kylie Swim. All right, next I want to try the one piece. This is the vintage hipster one piece in the color cherry. Clearly, oh my gosh, it's like almost a perfect match in the color. Clearly I'm feeling the red right now. So this was $78 and I got a size small. And I definitely struggle to fit into one pieces, so I hope that this one works, but here it is. The shape is interesting. Personally, I like a high leg bikini bottom. I have a long torso, so anything that I could do to elongate my legs, I do. And I find that these kind of low hip designs don't really do that, but you do get a lot more coverage. So I just wanted to try it because a Kylie Jenner swimwear company actually trying to have coverage is pretty crazy. Like this swimsuit in comparison to the one pieces that we had for Kylie Swim, it's actually unbelievable how different these are. So first thing, the fabric is the same. We have a scoop neck, tank straps, and the back is a hefty scoop in the back. So this reminds me of that like viral swimsuit that they were like giving away for free that was like probably a scam, where the back was just super low. We do have a seam up the back here, which I think is going to be helpful in the back, just sitting a little bit closer to your back and not gaping away. The coverage in the back is looking good. Bottom coverage down here, again, it's not like crazy thick, but it's not too skinny. And then this is double lined, but unfortunately there's no cup pads, built-in bra, or anything. So when I wear a one piece, I do like a little bit of support. So after seeing this personally would be a skip for me because I know I'm not going to get any support out of it, but let's try it out. I actually don't think I've ever looked worse in a swimsuit. I knew that there were a lot of things about the swimsuit that weren't appealing to what I normally go for, but this just reiterated it because this is giving me the body of a 10-year-old. So not feeling it. First of all, the fact that we just have like the lining on the inside, no cups, no built-in bra, and it just feels like everything is dragging down. It's just like completely squished me down. I put in some cups in here just for something, but I'm not feeling lifted. I'm not feeling flattered up here. So if you have any sort of a bust, it's gonna be a no. It's definitely a little bit tight on the straps here. I am kind of used to that because I'm 5'9" and my torso is pretty long. And maybe it's just not the style I'm used to seeing myself in, but I personally just am not liking how I look in this. Like I said, the leg line is super low. Is it kind of giving hourglass, maybe? Maybe it's giving more box. I don't know. But we have those seams along there. Front coverage is full, so that's good news. But then we go to the back and we have these caves in the side here. These valleys, these areas where you could drive a bus through. And that's the issue with these scooping back swimsuits. I don't think I've ever had like a scooping back swimsuit like this that has actually fit well everywhere else. Where there's just room in the waist, there's room in the sides here. Like there's nothing that can like hold this swimsuit together so that it would actually fit around here. So I don't know why I expected this to be any better, but this one's a no for me. The back actually is cutting into me a little bit here, so I'd be aware of that. Personally, I could not size up in this because it would just be gaping everywhere else, but I'm definitely getting some cutting in at the bottom here. Overall, I would say that this is full coverage on the bottom though. It is scooping really low though, so you might see things from the top and the sides. Even though this is the most full coverage option, I'm still not feeling like this is functional in any way. It's not holding me in up top. I feel like the sides are just a little bit of a risk here, so she did have other one-piece options. A lot of them were sold out in my size, and I liked that this one was a little bit different and so different from her last swimwear collection, but yeah, I just don't think it's for me. All right, the last couple pieces, we have the classic triangle bikini top. This was $34. Okay, and I'm starting to get some Kylie Swim flashbacks because this is super micro. I think I got all of the tops. The only top that I didn't get was the bandeau bikini top. So far all of the tops have been pretty micro coverage. And when you scroll on the website, they're just showing images of the items by themselves. You're not seeing them on models. So like for the scoop neck bikini top, it looked like it had a lot more coverage than it does. So now that I'm looking back, there really are no good coverage items for the top. And I'm clicking through the items now to see, and her size range is pretty good. It's extra small to 4XL, but all of the models are basically the same, like pretty thin model that doesn't really have much of a bust. So I think I kind of over anticipated how well this is going to fit me as a larger cup size. So anyways, I'm a bit nervous. to try this now. But I guess Kylie just doesn't like a lot of coverage on the top. My last note before we talk about this is the only swimsuit that's labeled as micro is the triangle top. None of the other tops are labeled as micro, but this is feeling pretty micro. So we have a thin band at the bottom that feels like it's made of elastic. We have a triangle shape, and there's this little dart detail, and we do have that nylon lining again, but again, there's no padding in these swimsuits. And I know the padding can be pretty divisive. It definitely does prevent nippage and helps with sheerness, so I don't think this red color we're going to have an issue with sheerness, but with the sunset color, it's a possibility. Definitely excited to see that the straps are adjustable here. In the back, there are 3 different hooks you can hook this into for very slightly adjusted coverage. It's really not very much. They're all like kind of right next to each other. So let's try it on. Okay, I wasn't expecting that much from this one, but I will say I'm just disappointed at the lack of any cup pads in here. Super micro coverage, so definitely low coverage, low support. We do have that band along the bottom here. I think this would be cute for smaller cup sizes, but I just would have liked to see more top options for a little bit more coverage. The straps are adjustable, but I just don't really think this one is fitting me that well because the band is already coming up in the back, and that's usually a sign that the band is like too big because it just kind of moves around. And even though it's lined, it's just very thin, and the coverage and functionality just aren't doing it for me. So, and to go with that top, we have the classic bikini bottom. Okay, this one is tiny. This one's tiny. So this one is $34, and this swimsuit is literally, it's just giving Kylie swim. Like, do we see how the coverage has disappeared on the bottom? That's literally 2 fingers worth. Oh no. Guys, I felt like this was starting out so good. Here we have that red one over the high-waisted bikini bottom, and we're definitely getting some skinny lip coverage down there, so that's unfortunate. This swimsuit is for the ladies who are missing a Kylie swim and the minimal coverage. I will say we still have double lining. There are seams along the edges to kind of keep them staying put a little bit. They didn't even bother to stick the little hygiene liner in at the right angle here, and pretty micro coverage in the back. I do like how the sides of this one are adjustable, and they're not like tied straps, so you know they're not coming undone. It's just adjustable, kind of like a bra strap. Let's try it. These are super micro. It's not for me. If I thought the orange ones were a low rise, this is an ultra low. Because of that, I feel like we're getting more front coverage than expected, but I'm still gonna say it's low because it's definitely a very skinny little band down there. I like that the side adjustable ties are actually like the bra straps, so they're super easy to adjust and you know they're not going to come undone. And then the back is like thong coverage, so this is not a style that personally I would go for. You definitely can't move around in this very safely without risking a mishap. I do find this one true to size. Honestly, it's not as bad as I thought, but this level of coverage just isn't my personal preference. Okay, I wanted to try a couple other more unique pieces that she came out with. And this one, I am not entirely sure how it's going to be functional, but we're gonna try. You may ask, how is this a swim top? And I have the same question. This is the corset swim top in a size small. And I stand corrected when I said all of the tops were $40 or under because this one is actually $58. I don't even know like how I'm going to fit into this. This is probably the weirdest swim top I've ever seen. And it's meant to be more of like a waist length top. Oh my gosh, this is going to be so small. Like, how is this a size small? This is like 6 inches wide. Okay, I'm a little nervous. So basically we have that same swim material, but we have this boning going vertically across the whole swimsuit. Literally, where's the front? Okay, is this the front? I think the zipper goes down the side because this looks like it's the front in that it has a little bit of a sweetheart detail. Then it has a hook and eye closure and then zips completely up the side. And this one is actually single lined. So I'm definitely feeling like so far the swim tops, there's been no thought for people who have, you know, a larger natural chest who need like a little bit of support. I'm not talking about like running on the beach, okay? But like the girls need a little bit of help staying up and being covered. And I don't think these swim tops have really been made for that. So here's a close-up of the inside. You can see it's one single layer of the fabric and it's just folded over at the top edge. So I'm a little upset to see that it doesn't have the same inner lining that all of the rest of the swim tops have. As a comparison, the one piece has like this like nylon lining and we just don't have that on this one. So let's see how this goes. Okay, I know this is a corset top, but given the nature of this fabric, we were never really gonna get a corset effect anyway, but this is so hard to get on. Like I'm literally getting like cramps right now trying to get this zipped up. I'm worried. Ow! Oh my gosh, I just pinched my skin. Okay, I did it. Wow, okay. Okay, put on some pads under this just to make sure that it's not sheer, but I'm just gonna say right now, this top is not worth it. First of all, Like the boning is doing such weird things. It's like buckling at the sides. I can't see this being actually used for swimwear. They didn't line it, which is like weird. Everything else is lined except for this top. Honestly, the coverage on the top is the best we've seen so far. I'm getting a solid like medium coverage here. I don't even know if I'm wearing it right. I think I am because these areas kind of come up a little bit. But just looking at how long this is here, it's reaching the top of my hips and kind of like buckling a little bit. And I have a very long torso. I am 5'9" and mostly torso. So the fact that this is going over these swimsuit bottoms for me, I just feel like this is going to be very uncomfortable for anyone who has a shorter torso than me, which is like most people. So I just can't see this fitting people very well. It just doesn't feel super well made. The boning areas are just kind of like pushing out weirdly. Yeah, I don't really think it's like actually snatching me. It's definitely snug along the waist area because it was so tight to get on. I don't necessarily know if I would size up, but really, I just wouldn't get this one. And then it's really high along the lats, so it's definitely cutting into like that armpit area in the back there. So this one, I thought this was like a cute, fun idea. No. And then another more interesting bottom. Oh my gosh, you're kidding me. Wait, this is the Ultra Mini Swim Skirt, and it's $35, and maybe this is my mistake, but when you look at it on the website, it looks like the model is just wearing this by itself with no bottoms, and this is literally just a little tube. So I don't know what this is supposed to cover, but it is an Ultra Mini swim skirt, okay? It's an Ultra Mini, so that's on me. But I thought you'd be able to wear this by itself without any bottoms underneath it, because it's the same price as the bottoms, so I just kind of assumed that. But it's basically just a little tube. So same fabric, it does have seams along the top and the bottom, and it has that nylon lining. I guess if you really wanted, you could probably wear this as a top as well, so it's a little 2-for-1. But we'll see how much coverage this has, because it's not very much. I need to look on the website. Okay, this is very much my bad, because they're definitely wearing a swimsuit underneath it. It says Micro Mini intended to be a layering piece, so that's my fault. We will layer this over something then. I do like that it's made of a swim material, so you're actually meant to go in the water in this, so it's not just like a cover-up, it's something you can actually like kind of swim in, although I don't think it would stay on very well, because I could see this like riding up super easily, but let's try it. Okay, so we're gonna roll this top up just so we can see the bottoms a little bit better, but this is kind of how they're wearing it on the website. They have the string bikini kind of showing like that underneath. Overall, I'd say this is about a mid-rise compared to the bikini under here that goes all the way down there. This one definitely is more of a mid-rise. I would definitely say it's true to size. I'm not feeling like it's too tight anywhere, and you kind of need it to be tight to stay in place. It's definitely giving you a little bit more coverage, so I do see this as an alternative to having maybe like a boy short bottom, just like having your normal swim bottoms and then putting a little skirt over top, because I like how it just kind of like hides everything a little bit more. If you're a little bit self-conscious about some of these areas, I feel like it's just like kind of gives you that coverage without being just like a short, and this definitely gives more coverage than a short. I don't really like to see this over top, but you could choose whatever swim bottoms you want to maybe not do that, but it's covering fully down there. I thought I was going to be hanging out of it, but I'm not. So is this something that I think I would wear? No, but I do see the purpose of it. It would have been nice if it had built-in swim bottoms so that you could just wear this as one piece. I think that would have been a nice alternative, but even though it's not my thing, I definitely see a purpose. And then we have the ruched tie bikini bottoms, and honestly, this is looking like more coverage than the last one. This one is lined with that nylon lining. The whole swimsuit is along this one little strap here, and it only ties at one side. There's no tie on the other side, but it still is adjustable, and the whole swimsuit can kind of be moved along this strap, so there's definitely some adjustability there as well. The coverage is looking a little bit better down here too, so let's try this one out. Okay, so I do feel like these are enough coverage to film without the bodysuit, but these are very similar to the classic bikini bottom. The rise is super low. These ones actually have a little bit more coverage. I would say it's like a medium coverage overall in the front, and then this side you cannot adjust. It only adjusts on this side, but the whole swimsuit itself is just on this one loop, if that makes sense, so it's all kind of adjustable. I personally find this like ruched style of swimsuit to just not be super functional. It's definitely a little bit more mobile, if you know what I mean, so you just might not get a lot of security in this. But in the front, it's overall okay. In the back, it's definitely thong coverage. So for me, I like a cheeky moment, but this is beyond just cheeky for me. So I definitely don't think this is bad. I think the bottoms definitely win over the tops, but just not my personal preference. And super quick, we're just going to finish this up with the micro triangle bikini top. And I don't know what I was expecting, but this is a super micro. So it is lined, again, no cut pads, because what cut pads would fit into this 3 square inch area? It's just your classic triangle bikini. I may need to try this on with a bodysuit underneath because I honestly don't know how I'm gonna fit into this. Let's try it. Okay, so I just didn't trust that this could be possible to wear without anything underneath it, because it's literally like 2 inches. And looking back, I was silly and I should have ordered like a large or something, because you would have gotten a little bit more coverage, and it is fully adjustable around the neck and around the back. So that was my bad. I was just kind of going through and ordering my normal size, kind of not really thinking about that. So since this one is so adjustable with the sizing, I would definitely try to go with more like your bust size if you're interested in getting this. I always try to make recommendations, even when I don't really recommend things. But if these pieces catch your eye, I would go with the size that you think your bust would fit into. Like, I think I could do like a large or an extra large, just for the extra bust space, because I'm like way out here and the triangle is super mini, even more mini than the classic bikini top. So I think this goes without saying, but low coverage. I'm still just upset with the lack of any sort of cut pads in here, and this is so small you couldn't even fit like a little cakes cover under this, but this clearly wasn't made for any sort of functional activities. There's a necktie and a tie around the back as well. It's really just a classic string bikini. There's really nothing special about it. This one definitely reminds me most of the OG Kylie Swim with that super micro coverage. It is definitely better than that. We now have a lining on the inside, but honestly, I wouldn't say it's that much better. The only difference really is that lining. There's still no cut pads, there's still no support, it's still not really functional, so I thought this was gonna go better, and it just still feels like kind of like a flop. Maybe not Kylie Swim level flop, but somewhat of a flop. Okay, so I'm just gonna test this one in the sink. This is the only one that I'm like questioning in terms of sheerness, but I don't really feel comfortable trying this on when it's wet. Okay, so the inside, like, nylon layer is kind of like resisting water, but the outer polyester layer definitely like soaked it up. And I just wanted to see if you could like read anything underneath this. And this is without stretching it too much. I'm definitely seeing that elf text through this. And when I was wearing it, it was a little bit stretched. So this is why I would feel more comfortable with like a layer of padding in here. Because I definitely think this orange has the potential to be a little bit sheer. It's not too bad, but definitely a little bit. Maybe we should just try the red too. All right, let's try the cherry red. Why not? First of all, you can't read anything through it when it's dry. So that inner layer just kind of like repels the water. Okay, and here we have it again, and honestly, I would say that that's pretty opaque. I don't think you would have an issue in this. Even if I really stretch it, I can see it a tiny bit. I'd say this red is dark enough that it's opaque. And just for good measure, with the orange, you're really not seeing anything through when it's dry, it's just when it's wet. Okay, that is everything from the Kai swimwear drop. Like I said, they did have a lot of cover-ups as well, and I wanted to try some of those, but they limited me to 10 pieces, so we just started out with a swim. I could always try the cover-ups later, but I would say overall, I was expecting quite a bit more of a step up from Kylie Swim than what we got. We definitely had a ton more options overall, and I would definitely say the bottoms were a significant improvement. Some of those bottoms are definitely what I look for in swimwear bottoms. We had better coverage, more on par with what normal brands cover, you know, in terms of the bottom area. They felt like they stayed put pretty well. We had different rise options, different coverage options, so I really liked that. We definitely did not see the range of coverages and functionality for the tops though. I felt like the tops just really were not impressive to me at all. We actually did have lining this time, but there was no structure for any support. They're all definitely catered towards really small cup sizes, and just literally none of them had more than a low support. So that was interesting to see just because the bottoms had improved so much. The tops just really weren't there. I didn't find the designs super flattering at all on the tops. Not a single one had cup pads either, which I know they're divisive, but they definitely offer some structure, shape, and nippage protection. And the one piece I knew was a little bit out of my comfort zone, but I didn't expect it to look so bad on me. And overall, I'll say that the quality wasn't like super impressive. I didn't have any huge issues. Nothing really stood out from the quality. Sure, I didn't have any issues, but I don't find these functional enough to really like swim much in anyway, so it'd be hard to like really get those issues without trying them for that long. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and if you're not already subscribed, make sure to do so. Let me know if you have any questions or video requests in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
Isn't the original idea, and explains why we are soldiers alongside stormtroopers in this mission. It almost makes me wish there was a Coda game about him to sign the Clone Wars. Fun fact, Coda makes an appearance in the game Star Wars Battle.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. And today we are doing a love it or leave it. If you know this style of video, this is our kind of quarterly activewear check-in. We do some mini reviews, some quality updates, some favorites, just kind of chatting about activewear recently. So I looked at my accumulating pile of things and realized that we were overdue for some mini reviews and such. So that's what we're doing today. There are some launches coming up. I hope I can get this up before the launches, but we may be cutting it a little bit close. But anyways, let's get into it. To kick off the mini reviews, we're going to start with the Petula Color Edit drop. This is happening on August 19th, and I will put the time and everything on the screen. But this launch, we have some fun, bright colors over here. Everything in the Sierra fabric. Petula recently has been doing more like small focused launches, and as a reviewer, I find it hard to really like get you guys the information because they give me like 3 days to post about it. Like when I'm filming this, I'm still not allowed to talk about any of these things, and I don't understand why they're limiting it so heavily. So I do apologize if it feels like the information gets a little bit rushed, because they've just been going launch after launch after launch, and I think everyone needs to like slow down. This year has been really crazy with launches, like even more so than usual, and I just don't know what it is, but this stuff hasn't even launched and they're already emailing me about the next launch, and I'm like, guys, we haven't even launched this. So sometimes when I don't really love a launch, I just like don't really talk about it much at all because I don't need to like overwhelm anyone. Anyways, let's get into this one. I do really love Sierra fabrics. The 3 colors that are dropping, we have Creamsicle, which they did a little Creamsicle drop a little bit ago, which again, I don't know why they just didn't wait to include it in this. And then there's also Azul, which is this nice royal blue. Clearly, I've been into it lately. And then we have Citron, which is the inner lining of the sports bra, and it's a really bright green. I also should mention my code for Petula is Kathryn, and it's 5% off. Okay, so there are only 2 sports bras. We have the Reversible Bralette. This is not a new sports bra. This launched in the That Girl collection. So it's made of the Sierra fabric. It's a dense brushed material. This is a reversible sports bra, so you can flip it inside out and wear it with the other color on the outside. I've already worn it with both colors on the outside of it, and they both fit exactly the same. Recently, they've been changing all of their logos back to their signature little sweat drop in a tonal silicone color, and guys, that was like my #1 pet peeve with Petula like a few months ago, is that they started just doing like the Petula wordmark logo, typing out Petula, and it just wasn't feeling quite right. So I'm really glad that they are moving forward using a lot more of this sweat drop logo. It's just so cute, so subtle. You can barely see it. That's what I like. Pinto? What's up, buddy? So unfortunately, because this one is reversible, a lot of reversible bras don't have removable cups. So this one does not have any cup padding, which definitely is a negative for me. I did wear this to the gym, and it just doesn't have a ton of support, a ton of coverage. I do kind of feel like I fall out of the middle area. So let's quickly try it on, but for larger cup sizes, this is just not my favorite. Okay, here we have the reversible bra. So this is a long line sports bra and about a low to medium coverage. Side boob is good, but it's pretty scooping in the middle, and definitely when I was at the gym, like the girls want to fall out the front there, so not super secure. The support is also about low to medium, just like a slight step above the twist front bra. So this one is reversible inside out. Because of that, you can see a little bit of that neon lining. I think it's less noticeable when the neon is on the outside, but with this one, what I did when I wore it to the gym is I just kind of rolled the band up at the bottom, and then you kind of have like a little pop of color. Again, for my large cup size girlies, I really like the option of cup pads. I just think that they provide some shaping, and I just don't love how this one feels and looks without the pads. And then the back has a little crossover detail. You could try to wear it reversed, but it's not gonna work for the BTC girlies. And then again, love the logo there. So here it is with the citron on the outside and the azul on the inside. I actually think they did a good job of making the fabric, you know, dense and opaque enough where you can't really see the blue, even though this is a light color. I didn't roll this one up like this when I wore the citron to the gym, because I feel like since it's a darker color, it almost just looks like a shadow on the inside of the bra. It doesn't look like, oh, there's another color on the inside here. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, I like that it's kind of like 2 for 1. I got to wear this one bra with both bottoms, but I just wish it had a little bit more coverage and support. The second and last sports bra in the Petula collection is the twist front bra. So this is in the color Creamsicle. I got a size small, and this one's definitely, these twist front bras are very in right now, but I'm ready for them to make their way out because I've had enough. They're definitely cute, but the coverage and functionality is pretty limited. So this one definitely did work for me in the size small. I think if I sized up to a medium, it would have been too big, but we'll see in the try on. So we do have a little band around the bottom to keep it secure here. The twist almost not front detail. There are removable cups. And then the back does have a cute little strappy, almost like bungee strap moment. And we have the little sweat drop logo on the bottom right. Okay, here is the twist front sports bra. So it's definitely a more low impact bra. I honestly probably won't even wear this to the gym just because I tend to get pretty uncomfortable in this style of bra. I feel like I could wear it to the gym, and then I wear it to the gym, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, like adjusting myself every 2 seconds. So first of all, coverage overall on this one is, I would say, low coverage. We do get a little bit of side boob, quite a bit of cleavage, and it's just kind of like, it's actually not too tight at all. If anything, this bottom band could probably be a little bit more secure, so I couldn't size up in this, but then it's also like kind of digging in at the middle there and creating some spillage. It just really doesn't fit me very well. I wouldn't recommend this bra for anyone really over like a C cup. We do have that cute twist detail in the front there. It is covering and secure on the bottom here, and then the straps are skinny, but they are like an elasticated fabric, so they are soft. Then the crisscross in the back. So definitely a cute bra, but this is more a bra for looks and not function. And the support is also super, super light, really non-existent. I was a little bit more hopeful that this could be the kind of fabric that you could kind of like stretch around, but with this kind of cutting in that's happening, it's just not really working for me. So a little bit of a bummer that the sports bras in this launch are not the most functional for me. It is what it is. Next we have the Sierra shorts. So these are coming in a 4-inch and a 6-inch. I always go for the 6-inch, and Petula sizing has definitely been a little all over the place this past year. Like one launch I literally was wearing extra smalls and they were like too big for me, and this launch I'm wearing mediums and they're fitting me well. So I would say we are back to the original Sierra sizing. The original Sierra leggings, I used to just be okay with them being super compressive, but now looking back I'm like, okay, they might just be like a little bit too snug. So I did end up sizing up to a medium in the shorts, and I'll do a side by side because I also have the Creamsicle shorts in a small, and if you got the Creamsicle shorts, this is the same sizing. So for me personally, I prefer the medium in the shorts, but anyways, the Sierras, we have a pretty high rise, double thickness waistband, no front seam, little triangle gusset here, the little sweat drop logo. The seams are slightly curved around the glutes, and then they do have an elastic up the back rise seam to act as a hidden scrunch. I am a big fan of the Sierras in general. I really like the fabric. It's a little bit warm for summer. In the shorts I'm okay, but for the leggings it's like a little bit hot, so just keep that in mind. But let's try these on. Alright, so these are the Creamsicle shorts in the size small. So these actually already launched. I'm just showing this as a comparison, the small versus the medium, because I only got mediums in the new ones because that will be my go-to size going forward. I just feel like it really squeezes the waist quite a bit and just feels a little a little overly compressive everywhere and not necessarily in a good way. So I'm just gonna try on the mediums, which I prefer. Okay, here are the medium shorts, and I really don't feel like I have any extra fabric anywhere. These honestly fit like a normal small for me, so you definitely could do the normal size if you really like that super snug compressed fit, but personally I think this fits me a little bit better. So we have a, you know, high to ultra high rise, goes a little bit over the belly button, double thickness waistband. It doesn't go super low in the front, so don't expect a lot of tummy control. No front seam. These do come in a 4 and 6 inch option, but I'm always going for the 6 inches. And these are nice and friendly to the thighs, but they still stay put well. There's no side seam as well. And then we have some curved glute seams and the hidden scrunch here. I will say, if you have like a shorter sacrum, a short butt if you will, this might come up a little bit high on you. They definitely go, like my hip bone is here, and they go a little bit above that. So just keep in mind if you don't like that long butt look. I don't think these are bad for me personally, but compared to some other hidden scrunches that sit a little bit lower, just kind of a, you know, anatomy preference thing there. I definitely will be squat testing this yellow color because it looks a little bit questionable. Sierra fabric definitely has some good cellulite coverage as well because it's a little bit more thick and dense. Definitely gonna be better in darker colors though. And last piece from Petula, it's a super small launch. We have the Sierra leggings. These are coming in a 23 and a 26 inch inseam. Again, I love the Sierra leggings just like I love the Sierra shorts, but I did try a size up in these as well. And I'll post a side by side. I think you can definitely go true to size if you like a compressive kind of waist snatching fit, but if you want just a little bit more room, if I'm having a kind of bloated day, I'd probably want to go for the medium, but if I am not as bloated one day, I probably would prefer the small. But anyways, these are the same structure as the shorts, just in legging form, so let's try them on. So here we have the medium leggings, and I will say they definitely don't feel obviously as compressive as the smalls, but I'm more in between the small and the medium, I would say, for the leggings than for the shorts. I do feel like there could be like a little bit of extra fabric going on here. Not crazy. I did wear these to the gym and didn't really feel like I had to adjust them or that they were sliding down. But if I was, I don't know, I feel like if I was out like walking a lot in these, they may not stay up quite as well, but that's just speculation. It hasn't actually happened. So basically ultra high on these ones. In the mediums, getting more of a light to medium compression. It's definitely not as compressive. Sierra fabric is super stretchy, soft, and brushed. No front seam. I definitely feel, as of recent, that the hidden scrunch in these is definitely trying to create a little bit more tension at the front. So compared to the Paragon Sculptseam leggings, where I just like never really feel like that in the crotch, I do like occasionally get a little crotch tension in these, so that can always be a risk with a hidden scrunch legging, that it can come and try to cause some camel even without a front seam. No side seams here. Solid medium to high on the booty scale. We do have that hidden scrunch. I love the sweat drop logo there. The Sierra fabric is very dense and brushed, so I would expect this to be cellulite friendly, especially in those darker colors. And then I always get the 26 inch inseam because I am tall, but it also comes in a 23 inch. So I think these are a very solid legging. The neon yellow, I was feeling like a highlighter in the gym the other day. So personally, my choice of the launch would be the Azul, but these are fun. I mean, I don't actually think I have a neon yellow legging. So yeah, probably not gonna be the most squat proof, but maybe better than some yellow leggings I've tried. Okay, here is the small in the new Sierras. The rise is a little bit lower than the medium on me, just a little bit less fabric to come up, but it's definitely not low rise by any means. I definitely don't have any extra fabric in these. Feeling a little bit more like a medium compression in the small. And the seam definitely wants to go up the glutes a little bit more in the small as well. So I'd still give it a medium to high on the booty scale, but definitely just like a little bit more contouring in the glutes there. So yeah, I really feel like I could go either way. I would honestly be comfortable in this small for most workouts. The shorts, on the other hand, definitely feel like the small just kind of squeezes you in a little bit too much. But I did want to know, and I now realize that they changed the gussets on the Sierras. So on the top we have what I call a slightly extended crotch gusset. It's kind of a little ellipse type shape, an elongated pointed oval. And now they have just a triangular gusset in all of the new Sierras. And for a lot of leggings, I like a triangle gusset, but I think with the hidden scrunch on these, it's just not quite doing enough. So I actually preferred the old gusset. I think it did a better job. Like, you can just see, you can't really see too much, but it definitely feels a little bit more uncomfortable in this new triangle gusset, especially in the size small compared to the medium. So just wanted to point that out. I'm not sure why they made that change. I don't really feel like the gusset was super visible before. All right, the next mini reviews will be for the upcoming Paragon collection. We have the Paragon Court launch at 2 p.m. Eastern time on August 20th. If you have early access, which I do recommend that you get, I think you just have to go on their website and just sign up for their email list. You get an hour early access, so that would be at 1 p.m. Eastern. But lately I've been kind of going back and forth with Paragon. Some collections of theirs I absolutely love. Then the next collection I'm pretty let down. So I did want to include this collection in the review because I am really liking it. I think I've just figured out that when it comes to the fabrics, they have their Reluna fabric and they have their Recstretch. They have a couple other ones as well, but I'm just not a big fan of the Reluna. I've tried to be a fan of it and it just doesn't really work for me. And we'll get into this in a second, but Recstretch for a while, I really liked how it felt, but it was just a little bit thin and flimsy. But they've actually been improving the Recstretch feel, and it's actually a little bit more dense and more like a real performance material now. So I finally feel a little bit more confident recommending them to you guys because the fabric has definitely improved. Again, with Paragon, I have my code Kathryn for 10% off. So there's kind of a lot of things, so I'm going to move quickly. I did not get every single color for some reason. I didn't get the pearl blue, but we have this bright red, this nice kind of steel blue, kind of reminds me of Buff Bunny Barista blue, a little olive green, and a light pink. I will do squat tests because I'm sure that light pink is not going to be squat proof. Okay, starting out with the Recstretch Perform bra. So I actually really liked this one. It's kind of a basic bra, but it's just one of those bras that you are really covered in and just feel very secure. It has an elastic band along the bottom, tank straps, and then it gets a little bit strappy in the back. Paragon logo is tonal on the bottom right side, and we have removable cuff pads. And this is made of that Recstretch fabric, and I'll get into the Recstretch a little bit more with the leggings, but it is kind of a sleek performance material, but it is pretty stretchy as well. So I didn't get quite as much support out of this one as I wanted, but for just like a gym session, I think it was perfect. Okay, here is the sports bra, and you can just see how perfectly this fits. Like, I just feel like this bra just was like made for me. Really liking the coverage. It goes perfectly into the armpits without feeling like it's cutting into me. The bottom band is nice and secure. It doesn't feel too tight. Definitely true to size. If you're in between, I would say you could go either way, but I'd probably lean towards sizing up. I am getting a little bit of compression in this, but not in a constricting way. It does have a slight scooped neck, but I would still give it a full coverage overall. But because this is so stretchy, there definitely is some jiggling going on still. It's definitely a medium support. We have these nice thick tank straps, and then we go to the back and it has a cute little strappy moment with a nice little thicker strap and a skinny strap that goes together there. It looks like it would be cutting into my lats, but because the fabric is so stretchy, I'm not really feeling that. So yeah, not something I would go running in, but I do feel very secure and just a nice bra when you know you're not going to fall out of it at the gym. I also quickly wanted to mention that I totally forgot they also have Recstretch headbands. So it does come in the red as well, but I didn't get it. It's just a nice thick headband here. Nice and thick. This would be super cute with like the flare leggings and like a matching top. So we have the Recstretch Original Sculptseam Plus leggings. We've seen these leggings a couple times, but ever since their launch with the hot pink and the teal color, they've changed the Recstretch fabric a little bit. It feels a little bit more densely knit, and I actually just went downstairs to my little and weighed these, and it wasn't a huge difference, but the new ones were about 0.2 ounces heavier than the old ones. So it's not a huge difference, but even when moving these around, you can just see how the new ones maintain their structure a little bit more than the old ones. They're just like a little bit more flimsy. So if you felt like the Recstretch was just a little bit too thin before, it actually has improved a little bit. But anyways, we have no front seam on these. And this waistband is honestly one of my favorite waistbands that I've had recently, because normally with a performance fabric like this, it's a little bit sleek and slippery so it can slide down. But they've included a mesh insert in this waistband that kind of just holds everything in, and it just like smooths everything out and just gives you a little bit of tummy control, but it's not as suffocating as like a seamless waistband can be. I know a lot of seamless waistbands can really just like squeeze people and be somewhat unflattering, but I just don't get that feeling with this waistband. So anyways, I love how this stays up. I love how it just kind of smooths everything out. And then in the back, we do have some curved glute seams, and this is the Sculptseam Plus. So it looks a little bit scrunched from the outside, and it has that Sculptseam on the inside. So that elasticated seam. So it's a nice little hidden scrunch, super flattering on the glutes. And I believe their leggings are 25 inches. Let's try these on. All right, here are the Recstretch Original Sculptseam Plus. We have kind of between a high and ultra high rise. It definitely stays over the belly button and it stays up well. Again, this waistband just kind of snatches everything in and makes it stay put, which is something that draws me to these because performance leggings so often slide down, and these just like grip to your body with this waistband. No front seam and also no side seams here. Overall compression is about a light to medium, where the first Recstretch leggings I tried were super, super light. These are more leaning towards light to medium. Then we go to the back and they're super flattering on the glutes. They have that hidden scrunch and you can see it smooths out nicely and then just kind of gives you a little bit of glute separation. But I'd say compared to some hidden scrunches, I've actually never gotten any camel toe in any Paragon leggings, but they just don't invade your parts too much, so I appreciate that. I'd say you get a little bit of cellulite coverage only in darker colors. With kind of a thinner performance legging, you're just not going to get a ton of cellulite coverage. And the full length view of these, because they have a lot of vertical stretch, I'm able to make them a full length. And yeah, I just like that these don't like squish me any way that I don't want to be squished. They don't invade any parts that I don't want them to be, and they just stay up really well. So honestly, I am a fan. We also have the Recstretch Original Sculptseam shorts, Original Sculptseam Plus shorts, that is. And these are a 5-inch inseam short. They are basically the same structure as the leggings. They have that Sculptseam Plus in the back, the curved glute seams. Again, I really liked these as well, but because they're a hidden scrunch, the fabric goes up the glutes a little bit, so the 5-inch kind of turns into like a 4-inch inseam. So I definitely did have some rolling at the gym. I personally prefer their shorts that are a 6-inch inseam, but other than that, I did really like them. All right, so here are the shorts, and you wouldn't think these are a 5-inch inseam, but I did measure, and they are 5 inches. It's just the Sculptseam just kind of eats them up a little bit. Still really like them. I just would definitely be selective about the activity I'm doing in them because I just don't like to do a lot in super short shorts. I did wear these to the gym today and they definitely rolled when I was doing my squats, any leg movement. Anyways, these are about a high rise, just right over the belly button. Got that compressive waistband in here, no front seam. I would still say overall they're pretty thick thigh friendly. I'm definitely getting a tiny bit of cutting in, but the seam itself is actually not super restrictive. So I would say it's definitely doable. The seams go above the glutes. We have that hidden scrunch, nice high on the booty scale. I'd say light to medium compression. I just wish we had a little bit of extra length, but if you like a shorter short, these are fitting kind of like a 4-inch inseam. And then something that I was super excited about are the Recstretch Original Sculptseam Plus Flare leggings. And I'm excited for these because they finally have multiple inseam options. They launched the Reluna flares, I believe a couple months ago, and they only came in 31 inches, so they were too short for me. And we complained and they listened, and now we have a 31-inch and a 34-inch, which I used to be a 33-inch girl. Now more of a 34. So now we're just missing a shorty girl length of like a 28 or 29 inches. So hopefully we can get that next time. But these are the same structure on top as the Recstretch Original Sculptseam Plus leggings. So we do have a hidden scrunch. Apparently hidden scrunch flares are the new thing. These also come in the red, but since I just got hidden scrunch flares from Buff Bunny, I thought I didn't need them. But I'm kind of regretting it now because I really do like these. Not only are they a flare, they also have a little slit at the outer side of the leg, right at the bottom. And I love the little slits like this. They remind me of my favorite pair of jeans that have that. I know some people aren't a big fan of the slit, but I just think it allows the leggings to like sit over your shoes a little bit more nicely too. Anyways, these light pink ones, probably going to be pretty sheer, but I still wanted to try them, so. Okay, here are the flares, and I just love these so much. I really did not expect these to work that well. So first of all, these are basically an ultra high rise. So they are above the belly button. Again, the waistband has that mesh insert in there. So you just get this like held in feeling in the waist. That feels good, but if I roll up my sports bra, it's not like muffin topping me, which I appreciate because there's no top band or anything. So it's not overly compressive. It's just like supportive. We have no front seam. I'm not really seeing that gusset in the front here. We do have a seam down the sides. And then in the back, because these are the Sculptseam Plus, they're super flattering on the glutes. Honestly, usually I give the Sculptseam Plus a high on the booty scale. I think it's very flattering. These leggings overall are about a light to medium compression. I think the regular leggings fit almost a little bit more compressive, and you may get a little bit of cellulite coverage in darker colors only, but any lighter colors I wouldn't expect too much. Unless it's a super compressive performance legging, you probably won't see a lot of cellulite coverage. Another thing I like about these is I like to wear my flare leggings more as like casual wear, which means sometimes I may want to wear them at home, and most of my flare leggings are brushed, so they attract a lot of pet fur. But these, because they are a performance, they're sleek, the pet fur just brushes right off, so I can still say goodbye to Peach before I leave, you know, out and about, and I don't really have to worry about lint rolling excessively. Lastly, just talking about the flare shape and everything, these are more of a, what I would say, a boot cut flare. They do start to get loose slightly above the knee here, so they're not a super dramatic bell-bottomy flare compared to like a Buff Bunny Foxy flare. The actual flare shape isn't as extreme, but you still get a little bit more than you would expect because that little slit can kind of go over your shoes, and it just kind of opens up a little bit at the bottom there. And I am pleased to say that they are not hugging the calves. There are no Clydesdale horses here. These are thick calf friendly. I really love the length of them. I'm glad I got 3 colors in these because I will definitely be getting a lot of use out of them. I've just been reaching for my flares a lot recently, and these are just a slightly different feel than my normal Buff Bunny flares that I go for, and I actually really like them. We also have the Define Sculptseam Jumpsuit. So this is in the Recstretch as well, and looking back, we did get this in a shorty suit a little bit ago, and it was definitely too big, so I'm a little nervous because I did not size down in this, and now I'm worried that it might be too big. But anyways, we have a scoop neck, racer back, super open in the back. When they launched their Cloudrib little shorty suit, I loved that one. It had a built-in bra. It was like a 6-inch inseam. It was reasonably priced too. It was like cheaper than their leggings for like a full onesie. And this one just doesn't have those same features. I'm really not loving it quite as much. They have removable cups, but it's not super like compressive in the waist area, and there's no built-in bra under it. So you're definitely not getting a ton of support. We do still have a hidden scrunch back here. But for me, when it comes to jumpsuits, I just prefer a flare jumpsuit or a short jumpsuit. I just don't really love the legging ones. They just don't speak to me as much. So, okay, here we have the jumpsuit. I mean, it looks cute in the red. There are some things about it. So first of all, the bottom area feels true to size, but the top area definitely just is feeling a little bit saggy. I think just with how expansive the open back is, it just needed to be like a little bit more snatched. So top coverage is good. I'd say it's medium to full top coverage. The main area is there's definitely a little bit of side boob, but everything else is pretty covered. We do have the removable cups, but there's no under bust support, so I really don't feel very lifted, especially because it does feel a little bit big on the top as well. So I definitely would consider an idea of sizing down altogether in this. I don't think it would be too small on the bottoms because it is so stretchy. So we have some little waistband seams here, and then it's only one thickness of fabric in the front here. And honestly, I'm getting used to the Buff Bunny bodysuits where they're like double thickness and compression in the waist, and I just feel like that's so flattering. So when it's like single thickness, it's not doing anything to like, you know, snatch you or anything, which is fine. It's more of like a comfy bodysuit than like a, you know, waist support bodysuit. We do have these seams all the way down the front here, kind of elongating, and then in the back we do have that sculpt seam, which helps it be a little bit more long torso friendly. Honestly, all of their bodysuits have been very long torso friendly. I don't feel too restricted height wise. We've got racer back. I would give these a medium to high on the booty scale just because it's giving it slight long butt and the fact that the seams are so high up here. And then I believe these are a 25-inch inseam. I could probably pull these down a little bit too. make it look a little bit longer. So yeah, I just feel like this one is giving a little bit more wrestling singlet than I would like it to give. Just probably not something I'm going to wear, honestly, but it is very comfy and the price is pretty comparable. I think it's like the same price as the leggings, so pretty good for getting a full outfit. Okay, then super quickly, we're going to get into the Cloudrib pieces. In general, the Cloudrib pieces are not my favorites, so that's why we're moving through them quickly because they're just like, they're okay. When it comes to ribbed fabrics, I just don't always love them. So this is the Engage Cloudrib bra. This is new. It's a long line bra. They have an elastic and then kind of continue it on. I don't love when they do this because I feel like you can kind of see it when it's on. You can see like that defined elastic area. And then the back is pretty good coverage as well. And we have about medium thickness straps here. So let's try it on. Okay, here is this bra. And as expected, I'm just not really liking this whole elastic then long line portion. It was really pretty difficult to get it on smoothly. It wanted to like bunch up. Also, yes, I just gave up on my hair being down. And I just don't really find it super necessary for long line sports bras like this. So not a big fan of that. Coverage overall is really good. Solid medium to full coverage. I like that their bras are not like super like high neck or anything, but the coverage is still there. So I still feel very secure in them as a large cup size, but it's not like a running bra or anything. I haven't had really any bra from them that's like above a medium support. We have that. We have the ribbed straps as well. I wish they were adjustable, but they're not. Support is more low to medium, and then just kind of simple in the back. I think I could have dropped it down a little bit in the back. It almost looks like the back is the front when you're looking at it, if you know what I mean. True to size, if you're in between, you could really go either way. So I don't have any huge problems with it, but it's just not really doing much for me. I probably wouldn't go out of my way for it. Then we have the original Sculptseam shorts in the Cloudrib, and these are 5 inches as well. When it comes to the Cloudrib, I can't really wear their leggings because the leggings definitely slide down, but the shorts, they do stay up a little bit better. They have a ribbed texture on the outside, and the inside is more of a sleek performance, so that's why they can slide a little bit. And these are the original Sculptseam, so they don't have that scrunched appearance in the back, but they still do have that elastic up the back rise to give a little bit of a glute contour. Okay, here are the Cloudrib shorts. So I definitely just feel like they slide around a little bit. The material is just so sleek on the inside that it just doesn't really hold very well. And this is even comparing to the Recstretch, which is an actual sleek material. That I feel like grips onto my body a little bit better. The high rise, just covering the belly button there. Double thickness waistband, but you don't have that mesh support in there, so the waistband is not super compressive. No front seam, and these are a 5-inch inseam. These ones have no side seam as well. And then in the back, we do have that Sculptseam, solid medium to high on the booty scale. I'd say these are definitely thick thigh friendly, but I almost feel like the thighs could be a little bit more snug because these definitely just want to like slide right up, especially considering they just feel a little bit slippery and sleek. And then lastly, we have the short sleeve Cloudrib top. This is just a little layering top. There's no built-in bra or anything, but this one is $40. And I have definitely noticed that Paragon has raised their prices recently, but a lot of their prices just like don't make sense to me because I looked back and from the Heatwave collection where I think they launched the Cloudrib, or at least it was my first time trying Cloudrib, the Vital crop that they had was a cropped tank. I know it wasn't a short sleeve, but that shouldn't make a huge difference. And it had a built-in bra and it was $36. And this is literally just a single layer like crop tee with no built-in bra or anything, and it's $40. I just don't think this should be $40. I think that doesn't really make sense with the pricing. That's like almost the same size. That's almost the same price as the sports bra, which are just a little bit more detailed in the construction. So, okay, here is the top. I rolled up the sports bra on underneath. You'll see that the top is basically the same length as the long line sports bra. So it's pretty cropped. Staying put well though. It's definitely true to size, but it's a snug cropped fit, so keep that in mind. If you want a slightly looser fit, I would be sizing up. It has a crew neck and it's not too snug against my neck there. And then very simple in the back. Again, there's nothing going on under this top. But another note, I'm glad that Paragon gives me all of the prices up front because a lot of brands, the prices release like 2 days before the launch, so I don't actually get to like really think about the prices for you guys or compare it to see if prices have gone up or anything. So I'm glad that I at least get them in advance so that we can talk about this. But yeah, this one doesn't really excite me too much. I don't tend to wear tops like this a lot. If it was more of like a meet and greet length, we might be talking differently. And the last brand that we're going to be looking at today for a mini review is a new affordable activewear brand called Flourish. So they're actually kind of related to Oxjocks. They are selling on Amazon. They're around the same price point. These sports bras are around $30 and the leggings were like $36. Definitely still in that kind of like Oxjocks Camo Fitness price range. And they just had some cute colors and patterns, so I wanted to give them a try. So first we have a little set here. Much like Oxjocks, I think I'm going to prefer their bras over their bottoms, but we'll see. This is the Flourish Blossom Curve Strappy Sports Bra. I got a size small, which is my normal size, and this one is actually $26. So the fabric is kind of a more dense brushed material. Here's a close-up of the fabric. It does feel very similar to Oxjocks fabrics. We have a scooped neckline, thick tank straps that have an encased elastic inside. The bottom of the bra does kind of curve a little bit, so kind of similar to like a Buff Bunny sports bra. I think the OG one was like the Joa Brown. And then that tank strap goes along in kind of like a halter style and connects a bunch of little straps to the bottom band, which is just an elastic here. So probably going to be a lighter support bra. And then they have a silver vinyl logo, which is kind of like a little situation on the bottom left. All right, here's the bra. So definitely impressed by the coverage. I would say it looked like more of a minimal bra, but I'm pretty well covered. I would say medium coverage, a little bit of scoop around the armpit, a little bit of cleavage here, but definitely no falling out. The support, on the other hand, is very light, so definitely no high impact activities. We do have those removable cups and they're nice and smooth. And it does have a slight curve along the bottom band, but it's pretty subtle, and when this like sits where it wants to on me, you don't even really see it. The fabric actually feels pretty soft. I do like that. Even though the strap technically does go around your neck, there's no tension on the neck because these little guitar strings kind of bring them down a little bit there. And the bottom band is secure, but it's not super tight. So definitely true to size, probably size down if in between. I can't see this working out well in a size up. But yeah, it's cute, it's affordable, I'm not seeing any issues with it, and I just looked in the size range is a 2 extra small to a 3XL, which is really good for an affordable brand. Can we get Camo Fitness doing that next? Because I would like to see that. And then we have their shorts. These are in their little Flourish print. It's like a light peach color with orange flowers, and these are $33, so pretty reasonably priced. I think these are going to be pretty high rise, so we'll see. These have a 7-inch inseam, so it's nice to see like a slightly longer short. I feel like the longest we've seen recently is 6 inches, which is personally my preferred length, but if you like a little bit longer. The fabric is kind of similar to the sports bra. Prints feel a little bit less brushed. We do have that kind of double seam waistband here, kind of similar to like the Gymshark Whitney Simmons OG. Every time there's a double seam waistband like this, everyone thinks about the Whitney Simmons leggings. And in the back we have these slightly tapered seams around the glutes, and I don't love the logo they chose for the back of the leggings, because the sports bra just had like a more subtle branded logo, but this one is like a word mark logo, and I just think the font just looks like they just did a little Times New Roman and just kind of went for it, and I just don't love it. So hopefully we can see here. I know it's a little bit hard with the fabric color and everything, but I just don't love that the logo just looks so slapped on. That's actually one thing I liked about Oxjocks, is that they just don't even put a logo on. Okay, so here are the shorts. I would consider these like a true biker length at the 7-inch inseam mark here. I would say they're thick thigh friendly, but because they are a little bit longer, they do taper a little bit at the bottom, so I would say it's getting a little bit snug at the thigh seam, but they're long enough that they go over the bulk of my thighs, so it personally doesn't bother me. It's just a little bit compressive at the bottom, but sometimes a little bit of compression at the bottom of the thighs, or just a little bit more security down there, prevents them from rolling up or riding up. So for that reason, I would say true to size, but if you're in between or have a little bit bigger thighs, you could consider a size up just for that bottom seam, but otherwise this fits me very well. Above the belly button, dips down a little bit in the front here. The seams are much more smooth on these compared to the leggings. No front seam. These are feeling like a medium compression, and again, just a little bit less brushed in this print than the solids. Medium to high on the booty scale. On the back, we have those slightly curved seams there. Nothing crazy, no hidden scrunches or anything. And then a little bit of cellulite coverage as well, just because this fabric is a little bit dense and we have a print. But I will definitely say you can see a difference in the color of the waistband, which is 2 layers of fabric, in the shorts, which are a single layer, because this is a light color for sure. The other colors I definitely trust more. This is definitely going to be a little bit sheer. Overall, I actually really like these for a biker short. I think personally I would pick a solid rather than the print, but it's nice to switch it up sometimes. And the quality and fabric feels pretty good for a $33 short. So I think for an affordable brand, I would definitely give them a try. We have one more set from Flourish. This is the medium support adjustable workout top. This is made of that same fabric. It has a slight brushed feel to it. Actually maybe a little bit softer than Oxjox. We do have a secure bottom elastic here, a V-neck, kind of reminding me of like the Gymshark Minimalist sports bra, whatever it's called, but it looks like it's going to be a little bit more coverage because that one is not quite enough for me. And then the back is simple. Again, we have their little logo here, which I find more subtle than just the words. And I love that the straps are adjustable and they're a little bit thicker than a regular spaghetti strap. Okay, so this bra is actually better than expected. I'm glad that it's a little bit more coverage than some other bras that are shaped like this. The bottom band is pretty secure. Size small is great, so true to size. It's a cute little deep V and has nice removable cups. The straps are adjustable. The support is definitely low, but even with the support being kind of low, I know that I would still be secure in the gym with this one. Coverage is more on the low to medium side. We definitely have some cleavage, but I wouldn't really say I have any spillage here. And with the straps being adjustable and everything, I just know that I would be okay in the gym. I love the adjustable straps. I think the logo is nice, but I still always prefer tonal. So yeah, for an affordable brand with some cuter new colors and prints, I think this is good. And lastly, we have the high-waisted double-banded workout leggings, and these were $36. So I'm definitely liking that although the sports bras are like $30, for the leggings only being $36, like that's a pretty good price range. And the leggings have the little more subtle logo, which I like. So I don't know why the shorts don't. But anyways, we have a double thickness waistband. We have the double seams. No front seam, slightly extended gusset, which looks like it could be sitting a little bit far forward here. And this would look to be the same structure as the shorts, but I actually got another pair of these in another color just so I could confirm this. But the way that they did the seams in the front here, the bottom seam was like a continuous flat lock seam. And the top seam, they did one seam coming from the left and one coming from the right and tried to meet them in the middle. And you can clearly see like where they didn't come together quite right. So you can see right here where those seams kind of come together, and it just looks a little bit unfinished and awkward. Just to compare, I'll show the front of the shorts where you can see the shorts have a seamless seam. You can see that little flat lock seam in the shorts here is just one continuous seam and it doesn't like come meet together awkwardly. So for now, I would probably be avoiding the leggings just until that gets figured out, but let's try these on. Okay, so I'm actually super bummed about this little waist seam because these leggings are actually way better than most Oxjox leggings. Like, the fabric is actually not the same. This almost feels more like a Camo Fitness Serenity type fabric. It's a little bit more dense. It has a lot of stretch to it. It just has a better balance of softness and thickness than my experience with Oxjox leggings. The waist, I would consider this super high. It goes above the belly button a little bit. I do like the double seam here. It dips down a little bit in the front. We do have a side seam, and then the back, the seams go above the glutes. This fabric is a little bit more dense, so we are getting some cellulite coverage. Overall, about a medium compression, and I did measure, and the inseam is 25.5 inches. So I had wanted this little waistband thing to be like a one-off situation, but I have another pair of the leggings in this coral color, and they have the exact same problem. So maybe I'll reach out to them and ask what that's about, because the shorts don't have it, because otherwise these would be like a really great affordable legging. You know, I was not too excited about this brand because I kind of just thought it was going to be Oxjox 2.0, but it actually is improved. Okay, now moving on to quality updates and favorites. So in terms of quality updates, like I was saying with Paragon, I've been seeing improvements in their Recstretch, but their Reluna, the last Reluna launch they had these seams down the side, and I did share this in my Instagram story reviews, but they had this seam down the side of these leggings that in just one wear with like casual use, I got a lot of fuzziness from them. So I hope we can see it's on this seam here. And if I kind of like hold it up to the side, it's really hard to see on this kind of camera. But the seam is just really fuzzed up quite a bit, and I just wasn't a fan of the seam structure that they used. The rest of the fabric seems to be okay. But yeah, that's kind of my only quality update. Everything else has been pretty good. In terms of favorites, if you guys saw my recent YouTube short, or if you follow me on Instagram, you will know that I recently started running. I know. I said I would never start running. I don't know how long it'll last, but I've been doing it for like 2 months now. on and off because I had some travel. But because of this new hobby of mine, what I look for is very different in running clothes versus lifting clothes. And don't worry, I'm working on reviews for high impact sports bras for running as well as running shorts. But I wanted to share like my current obsession with CRZ Yoga. I have reviewed CRZ Yoga many times on the channel before, but now that I'm running, I like literally can't stop buying their shorts. And these shorts specifically are my favorite so far. So these are the high-waisted, I believe it's the Dolphin shorts. But what I love about these is that the waistband is super smooth and doesn't cut into you. Sometimes some of the running shorts, the waistbands can be made of that like kind of more crinkly windbreaker type material and just leave a lot of dents, but this is more of like a legging waistband. There is an elastic inside and it's not adjustable, but it fits really well, so I really like this one. The inseam's quite short, it's about 3 inches, but for me it's enough length that I'm still covered, but it doesn't leave a lot of fabric to be bunched up in the thighs, because honestly the longer the short, just the more fabric is going to bunch. And I also like that the material that they use here is super lightweight, but it's not very loud. The side has like a little tulip overlay kind of slit going on, so it's very breathable. And if you've watched my running short videos in the past or my looser style short videos, you know that for so long I was a brief liner hater. I didn't understand why you would ever want this. I thought, why would we not just want a shorts inner liner? But now that I'm running, I get it. So these do have the brief liner, but the fabric that they use just for the elastic area that sits along your skin actually has this soft brushed feel to it. So you can see right here, it's just a little bit more soft and brushed. So it kind of reduces the chafing that can happen there. So anyways, after I go through and test all of the running shorts, if nothing beats these, I'm definitely buying more because they also come in super cute colors and I just love them. And they're also true to size. I wear a size small in these. One more favorite from CRZ Yoga. I won't have posted this video yet, but my next video is going to be a review on a bunch of affordable full-length tops. And this top from CRZ Yoga, I love it so much. It's made of their Butterluxe material, so it's like a soft brushed legging fabric in tank form, and it hits right over your hip bones, so it's like the perfect length that goes a little bit over your leggings but not crazy long. It doesn't have a built-in bra, which means it's a good layering piece for sports bras that you already have. It's kind of a skinnier racer back. It's just super flattering, nice and snug, slim for my girlies who just don't want to wear a sports bra all the time and you want to have a layering option or a tank. This is my favorite one I found in that whole video, so a little bit of a spoiler. But I do size down to an extra small in this one, or else it's a little bit baggy in the waist area. Another favorite for my water bottle girlies. So I was using the Hydro Jug Traveler for a long time. I still love that one. I honestly don't know which one I like better. I recently got the BrüMate Era 40 ounce, and listen, I drank a lot of water. Like, I started this at the beginning of filming and I'm like almost done. And I am wearing some lip gloss, so it's on the little thing right now, so I apologize. First of all, it's super insulated and is like a nice sturdy material. The bottom has a little silicone kind of gripper so that it sits nicely on tables. I like the handle on this one. It's kind of more like ergonomic, kind of just like flows into the cup, kind of just like flows smoothly. So this still does fit into cup holders. And one thing I really like about this in comparison to the Hydro Jug is that the Hydro Jug, it mattered which way you twisted it on for the straw to be more like towards this way or this way, and that was just getting kind of annoying. But also this one, the little straw part is actually made of a silicone and it's squishy, which the Hydro Jug, sometimes I would like jam it into my teeth and it just like gives me anxiety that I'm gonna like break my tooth. So I like that this one is squishy because it's not going to hurt your teeth, you know, if you're driving and your water bottle gets like jammed into your face a little bit. And if you twist this, it's fully leak proof, so nothing's gonna come out. The Hydro Jug is leak proof too, but I just like that this one was as well. The only thing I don't love about this is the straw just sticks up, and I do like that the Hydro Jug one goes down. Super quick because this video is gonna be too long, because I don't know how to be concise, is my last favorite. This is the Petula Tuckable Tee. Every time Petula launches like a basic tee or a basic shirt, something, I'm always like, oh, you know, kind of boring, not sure I really like it, and then I end up wearing it all the time. I brought 2 of these tees on my recent Europe trip, and I was wearing them like every other day. I love them so much. It's just a basic t-shirt. It's a cotton spandex blend. It's a crew neck and it has kind of like almost like a short to cap sleeve, not quite as long as a normal tee, but they're just super flattering. They honestly just kind of like fall nicely over the chest, over the waist area, and they come in a bunch of neutral colors. I've been wearing mine a lot and I haven't had any pilling, any weird things happening to the fabric, so I've been really liking these. Okay guys, that is it for the video. Let me know if you have any video requests in the comments down below. I know that was a lot going on, so if you have any questions as well, just let me know. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed, make sure to do so. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
The unfamiliar species says something in the form.
Hey guys, and welcome.
We will be revisiting
So
this
yeah, I hope
great
y'all
idea
enjoyed that one. I'll see you next
start
time.
colonize on the planet, and our mission begins. We also receive a